Aloha and welcome to another balmy, blustery day on the island of Oahu. It's the final round of the LOTTE Championship from Ewa Beach on the southwest corner of the island and Hoakalei Country Club. Grant Boone, Karen Stupples, Mark Rolfing calling the odd-numbered holes, Angela Stanford and Kay Cockrell out on the golf course with a bunched up leaderboard. This was just a moment ago. Karen Linnea Strom one off the lead at the 6th.
Well, she's been playing very nicely today. She's making up some ground on those leaders. And this 6th hole being downwind, put a tee shot in a great spot, and she'll have another opportunity for a birdie.
That's going to be for a 4th straight birdie for Linnea Strom. Meanwhile, Yu Jin Sung, a sponsor's invite this week, trying to do what no one has done on the LPGA Tour since Lydia Ko in 2013, win an LPGA event as a sponsor's invite. And Kay Cockrell has been following this incredible story all week long. Kay at the 6th.
I tell you what, it's hard to not get swept into the Yu Jin Sung vortex. She is a delightful young player with a smile and just a verve for life. You can tell she just has a ton of positive energy. And she's hitting a lot of positive golf shots.
Karen, the 6th is one of the many awkward driving holes, isn't it?
It is, because you're sort of hitting over a penalty area, and then beyond that, on the other side of the fairway, there are some bunkers.
So you have Yu Jin Sung, who plays full-time on the Korea LPGA Tour, and the rookie from Australia, Grace Kim, has been dynamic here this week as well. One off the lead.
She has just her 3rd LPGA event this season, and she's progressively getting better and better. Aiming down at that far bunker in the distance, playing safe to the left side of the fairway.
How about this leaderboard? 9 players in the top 10 looking for a first ever LPGA Tour title. And Yu Jin Sung, she's been tied a few times. She's not given up the lead over the last 48 hours, and she leads now by 1. NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From the island of Oahu in Hawaii, it's final round coverage of the LOTTE Championship presented by Hoakalei. Since the early 1980s, the LPGA Tour has been coming to the islands of Hawaii. Some great champions have hoisted trophies here, and this LOTTE Championship has a roster of winners, all of whom have either won major championships and or been #1 in the world. But it is tough to stay afloat here with such a challenging golf course in these windswept conditions, as someone tries to add their name to that incredible litany of winners. Let's look at some of the action from just earlier. And this is Yu Jin Sung, Karen, 2nd at the 3rd.
Well, and you can see she just had a short little shot in here, was aggressive with her tee shot, but judging that one so nicely.
A tap-in birdie to regain the lead outright. Linnea Strom, the Swede, for a 3rd straight birdie. 26-year-old go back and get her card from the Epson Tour, where she was the player of the year. The young Aussie, Grace Kim, her 3rd at the 5th. How impressed have you been with her this week?
She's been wonderful, and her attitude too. When you listen to how she talks in her interview, she seems so poised, so cool, calm and collected. Just oozes that Aussie spirit. That
would take her to 10 under and tie the lead, but Yu Jin Sung had this to regain it outright.
Yeah, she was a little bit feisty with the chip, but it doesn't matter if you're going to make the putt.
So Sung leads it by 1. What a great story this is. Lauren Hartledge in her second year on the LPGA Tour, and Angela Stanford is with this penultimate grouping.
Yeah, unfortunately, she drove it into the left rough, and with this whole location, just had no chance really. Lost it out to the right. That is a huge putt, because the chip that she had to get it there, that's a par to remember so far today.
To the 7th, and we say hi to Mark.
And good afternoon, Grant. This is Hoakalei, second at the par 4. She's 5 under par. Not a particularly good start to her Saturday here. We go back to 6.
And Christina Kim in her 21st season on the LPGA Tour, 3 wins, but lost her card after last year, and what a rebirth this could be for Christina.
She also missed the green right, hit a spectacular flop shot to this point. And now she has this putt to save par. 6 is a really tough hole. Wow. And just to put it into perspective, you know, really what she's doing today, she's ranked 495th in the world right now. She's obviously been a winner on the LPGA Tour. She's played in the Solheim Cup, but her career has been through a little bit of a dip as of recently. But for her to come back out in her first tournament this season and perform like this is very cool.
Angela Linnea Strom, after a bogey at the 2nd, birdies at 3, 4, and 5. And how about this approach at the 6th?
She took advantage of her length off the tee. She only had about 125 to this hole location, which was by far the longest in the group. Hit a beautiful wedge here. Oh wow, that's tough.
So she stays 1 back. Looking for a first career victory on the LPGA Tour. Back to 7.
And Magda Wielap with her second shot. Beautiful drive. Another long one for her. She has been blasting them all over Hoakalei this week. That's a good one there. Chance for a 3 from about 8 feet below the hole. Back to 6.
And there is the 22-year-old from Korea, Yoo-Jin Sung. Got a local caddy, Eddie Augustine, from here on Oahu, and they are trying to get it to the house and give her a win in just her 3rd ever LPGA start.
Yoo-Jin has a regular caddy that she uses week to week when back in Korea for KLPGA events, but the few times, just 2 times that she's played in the U.S., she has hired a local caddy, prefers to have someone who knows the local area, the traditions, feels what the wind is like, and I think Eddie's worked out really well because he's very low-key. He's not actively over-instructing and trying to help her too much. She's very self-sufficient.
How about the challenge here with this 2nd, Kay?
Tough with this angle, this the green, the way it sits. She has to carry this 130 to ensure she carries the water and the slope if she goes on the line of the flag. And it's so easy coming out of that rough, Karen, to just release on and over the green.
It is. It's very difficult to judge exactly, knowing what you've got going on. And if the ball's sitting down, it's a lot harder than if the ball's kind of sitting up a bit and you can really kind of work on picking it off the top.
And now Grace Kim, not far away.
If it lands on line with the left side of the cart, it should kind of kick left a little bit. Just a shoulder.
Yeah, going with a wedge, all 3 of the balls that ended up over here in the left rough are not sitting well. This Paspalum rough can be kind of clumpy Yeah, and she's just really playing this conservatively to the very front of the green. I like that play. That's very smart.
Well, it is. I mean, because she wasn't sure about going over the back of the green, and sometimes you have to leave it in the best place to give yourself a chance of an up and down.
She didn't hit a lot of greens on the back nine yesterday, but found a way to stay in it. Yoo-Jin Sung hanging on to a one-shot lead. Final round, final group at the par 4 sixth. This is Grace Kim, the rookie, with a third shot at this par 4.
A little more than 75 feet from the hole. This hole is located 25 paces on. She surveyed a little bit of the slope that's right to left halfway, then it flattens out and almost wants to pull to the right. Got a little too much check, too close to the front of the green.
Over at the 7th, Magda Wielap has his putt for birdie. Now Sahataoka is in with a par. Just to get to -9. Beautiful putt there. That was hit with some authority. So nice steady opening round. Opening 9, excuse me. So we go back to 6.
And we've seen this with Yoo-Jin Sung, almost like a batter in baseball takes a couple of bats and leaves one in the on-deck circle. She takes a couple with her, and now a third shot here at the 6th.
Her highest lofted wedges are 52 and 56, so she's vacillating back and forth between the two of them, chipping into a lot of green and a pretty severe slope facing towards her, back into the wind as well.
It's like Se-Young Kim. Se-Young Kim only has a 56-degree wedge, and she's won here in Hawaii.
Eddie Augustine, her caddy, said what jumps out most about Yoo-Jin Sung, how unflappable she has been. To 7.
Here's Linnea Strom's second shot.
Mark, it looked like she was aiming right out there.
Yeah, I think she thought the wind was going to turn that one a little bit left, but might have had a little cut spin on it. Anyway, it is short and right. Not a very good spot. We'll see how the lie in the bunker is.
And here is a two-time Lotte champion who's been waiting for Brooke Henderson to make a move. Karen, she made a move first 9 holes yesterday, then kind of stalled out on the back 9.
Well, the back 9 has really been an area where she hasn't played particularly well on. So you'd have expected Brooke to have come out the blocks again fast today, but she hasn't.
A bogey and now 7 pars for Brooke. Back at the 6th, and a par putt here for Grace Kim.
Karen, her chipping has been lovely, at least was yesterday, and you guys talked about how it saved her down the stretch, but that effort obviously not so good. I'm surprised she didn't go with something lower lofted like an 8 or a 7 iron.
I agree with that, Kay. It looked like she kind of helped that a little up in the air as well. But
one more roll. And well, one putt makes up for a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, you don't need to be putting yourself under that much stress though early.
Back at the 8th from Chinese Taipei, this is Pei-Yun Chen looking for her first victory, this to get within 1.
She was under the shadow of Yanni Seng for quite a while during her early career.
How about the conditions today?
It's still, I mean, there's obviously a little bit of wind, but I don't think it's quite as windy as we saw on those first 2 days.
And Georgia Hall, playing in the final group, has this for par, Kay?
Yes, and she missed a putt just about this length, maybe a little bit longer on the last hole for birdie. So she's started out with 2 birdies and a bogey, but she's got to get these 5-footers, 4, 5, 6-footers down. Yeah.
7.
And Linnea Strom from the greenside bunker, Angela.
She has a decent lie and some green to work with, and we found this week you need both of those in these bunkers.
That's a good one there. She's no stranger to the heat of a final round. Won a couple of times on the Epsom Tour. It was the end of this one, a little slower. Might have ducked to the left into the hole. Still a beautiful shot. We've seen the players all week long have trouble with these bunkers at Hoakalei.
Just 3 bogeys, Kay, all week for our leader, Yujin Sung.
That's so key, really, to win any tournament, much less bringing the caddy in to take care of the coot that has was working its way into her sight line. The caddy's job is varied, but Karen, on tough courses in majors, we talk about it all the time, how minimizing your mistakes is so important, and particularly in these extremely windy conditions.
Well, because you know then if you can get up and down and you can save par, you can play quite conservatively when the wind is blowing across you, either on your chest or on your back. It just makes a big difference.
Boy, what a rock Yujin Sung has been. She has gotten it to 11 under. She's got a 1-shot lead at Hoakalei.
Well, here we are on this championship Saturday with a bunched up leaderboard, and there at the top entering this final round, Karen, was Yujin Sung, the sponsor invite. She says she wants to just let her golf do the talking and not worry about winning. How much easier said than done will that be for her?
It's really easier said than done. I mean, everybody knows that they want to go out and win, and they plan their game plan accordingly. Like they know where they're going to attack, they know where they're going to play defensively, so they know what the plan is. Whether you can keep that out your mind when you're on the golf course is another matter. You're going to have people charging at you from down the pack. You're going to have people coming up trying to chase that, and it's very hard to keep your mind on the job at hand, which is playing the best that you can possibly do when there's so much at stake for her.
A win would give her some big decisions to make. Most notably, will she accept membership and play next week in the Chevron Championship? That's for later. Let's talk about what we're going to see at the end of the broadcast today with these closing holes.
I mean, it's going to be a test for all the players. 16 and 17 have played the toughest all week. And then you have the 18th hole, which is a downwind, reachable par 5 with the opportunity for maybe an eagle. So much can happen on those last few holes. So what we're going to see today, I believe, is you're going to see a lot of people jockeying for position, trying to get themselves in a good place, because you never know what's going to happen on 16 and 17. Potential for disaster or potential for brilliance coming up the last. It's just going to be an exciting day watching everybody trying to get themselves in that spot.
Let's see how it all unfolds on this championship Saturday at the Lotte Championship.
Well, right now it is unfolding here at the 7th tee. Here's the leader.
Right to left helping wind. And she hit a cut shot against that wind down the right side. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a lot of scamper in it. The little cut didn't really deaden the ball at all. That's a wonderful tee shot.
Pei-Yun Chin left her birdie putt short at the 8th. This is for par. 124th career start for the 32-year-old.
Here's Grace Kim now back at the 7th tee.
Well, she hits a very high trajectory ball with that tee shot, taking advantage of the jet stream.
Okay, good one there. A little bit more toward the left-hand side of the fairway. Georgia Hall, of course, the 3rd member of that group. She's off to a little bit of a slow start. Up ahead at the green now. This is Strom's putt for par. Remember, hit a good bunker shot. Raced a little bit by the hole.
Yeah, and she's gotten a little bit of info. Lauren just hit her birdie putt. Kind of lost it a little left to right. Linnea's on an opposite line. She saw Christina Kim's par putt roll by the hole also, so she's got some information if she wants to use it. This is a great test early in this round, coming off a short miss on the last hole for birdie.
Okay, beautiful stroke there for Linnea. So she stays within a shot of Sung's lead. Final round of the Lotte Championship. Welcome back to the Lotte Championship presented by Hoakalei. Awkward stance for Sung for her third at 7.
It sure is. She took a lot of extra practice strokes, practicing a very soft, rhythmic feel. It was always going to be tough because the ball was not sitting well in the rough.
Well, she has put that putter to the test early in this final round on this Saturday, and this one will be even longer than the one she's been holding. So real important moment for the leader coming up. Georgia Hall, in the meantime, really hasn't come out and made the statement that I thought she might, but the putter being the great equalizer, she could get a jolt of energy if she could hold a long one.
Yeah, and I think this is a putt that's just, what's hard about it is there's no big movement to it. And the green looks so pure, you feel like you could make anything, but maybe going a little bit into the grain, wind helping across, but it's laid down right now. It's probably, feels like it's a very light wind right now.
Okay, pretty good putt. Missed it on the high side. She will mark. Back over at the 9th, you'll remember Chen hit a beautiful tee shot. This to get within 1. That was a little bit of a scoop. Pretty much right all the way. Didn't touch the hole from 5 feet, so disappointing there. Good outward 9 though, 33 shots. She's 2 behind at the turn. Back at 7 now, Grace Kim.
Other than the first day when she hit 16 greens, hasn't hit a massive amount of greens, but her short game has been good. She's had a pretty low amount of putts, Karen, because of that. But this birdie putt, this is a good looking one. It should be pulling down her left. She would have learned a lot off of George's putt from the other side.
Well, that stroke looks pretty pure to me, Kay. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it at all. And I mean, I like how she addresses the putts. Looks very comfortable, soft hands.
And that did not move down very much to the left. Kind of almost wandered the opposite way at the end.
Yeah, it sure did, Kay. Looked like it had to go left. I know that she hit it, I would say, exactly where she was looking.
At the 8th, Natakrita Wongtawilap for her par.
Putting so much better today. Yesterday she really looked like she was struggling with that club, but today she's got it going great.
Yu Liu from China played 1 year at Duke University, and she has moved into contention. She ties for 3rd at 9 under in her 6th season, looking for her first victory. To 7.
And a big moment for the leader. This for a par from outside of 10 feet. Wow, another one. How about that? She has been looking at this field in her rear view mirror all week long at Hoakalei.
One shot off the lead at the 8th, Linnea Strom.
That was 146 to the whole location. A little into off the right. And, you know, again, this has been one of the toughest par fours, so that's a great shot there. It is, and she played the aggressive tee shot, took it down close to those bunkers to allow her that shorter shot into the green.
And back on the tee, she just will not give the lead up. Karen, 5 straight one putts for Yoo-Jin Sung.
And that's amazing. I mean, hopefully for her, she doesn't start thinking about that. You know, I've been making all these putts and, you know, I'm keeping myself in it, you know, on the top because I've been making these putts. But if she's oblivious to it, then she's going to keep doing it.
I think the thing players need to think about here is obviously their aim point is ideally at the left edge of the bunker on the right. But the wind seems to have died down a little bit, so you have to be careful not hitting it too firm into that bunker. This one started further right than she would have liked.
And kicked right. Championship Saturday here on the LPGA Tour. The Sunday finish at the RBC Heritage. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Time on Golf Channel and Peacock. The reigning U.S. Open champ, Matthew Fitzpatrick, has a one-shot lead on Patrick Cantlay, and defending champ Jordan Spieth in contention again. Georgia Hall, 2 off the lead. And Karen, if you'd have told Georgia that you're going to miss some of the putts that you miss yesterday in round 3 and not get off to the super hot start and yet just be 2 back, she'd have taken it, wouldn't she?
I don't know with Georgia. She's super competitive and she really wants to make everything that she looks at. She's not going to be happy if she's missing anything. So I think she's going to be a little frustrated right now that she's not 3, 4, 5 shots in the lead.
Well, she went after that hard. Hopefully has enough draw to skirt by the bunker, and it does. Oh, that's a gutsy play right there. Karen, it's hard to challenge yourself to go left of those bunkers, but that's where you'd ideally like to go. But that water is just so, it can catch your eye so easily.
It definitely does that, and at the last minute you just hold on to that club face just a little bit more and leave it hanging out to the right.
Back at Hoakalei, this is the 9th green. Moktawilap with a putt for a birdie to get to -10. Would pull her within a shot of the lead. She hit it? Nope. So she will settle for a par as we go back to the 8th.
And the bunker shot for Lauren Hartledge.
This is a very delicate bunker shot. Great lie. Green rolling away from her.
She got the thump that you wanted, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Our upcoming schedule on the LPGA Tour, some big events. The Chevron Championship down to the Houston area next week, then to LA for the J.M. Eagle LA Championship at Wilshire, and then up to Harding Park for the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown, over to Jersey for the Cognizant Founders Cup, then back to Vegas for the Bank of Hope LPGA Match Play, where we will have the U.S. debut of Lynn Grant as an LPGA member. Here is her countrywoman, like Lynn Grant, like Anna Nordquist, a Swede at Arizona State, helped lead the Sun Devils to a national title back in 2017. And now, Angela, a putt to tie the lead.
Yeah, and I think she probably was paying attention to Lauren's bunker shot. Same side of the hole,
Should be down green, faster putt, downwind. I always like these putts because all I know is I have to get it going on its line, let the grain, the slope take care of the rest.
And one of the, I mean, you talked about Arizona State where she went to school. The Swedish national team have a house and a base in the Phoenix area, so it's a really nice fit for the Swedish players to go to school there, because there's a little bit of home just down the road with people they're very familiar with. So not only as a mum or a dad sending your kid off to another country, you have a feeling that they're going to be close to people that you trust and are going to be in good hands.
The green is clearing here shortly. Grace Kim waiting. And there is the leader, Yoo-Jin Sung, with her 2 bats, as she's had all week. Trying to stay loose out there. It's been a long wait. Christina Kim has struggled here at this 8th with a couple of balls in the water.
And really the first time this group has waited today. Grace has pulled out a 4 hybrid. Oh, she struck that beautifully on a really good line.
Oh, right over the top of the flag. Just 4 birdies today, the toughest hole on the course. Grace Kim making it look easy. Now our leader by 1.
She's pulled out a 6 iron. And really lucked out in that her lie over here in the right rough is quite good. It's fairly even. It's on the shorter side, and it gives her a really nice angle to the hole location, right up the center of the green.
You can see how fluffy that lie is, though. The grasses in general. Her feet sink really into the ground. Ball still sits up a bit, so it's almost like you've always got a ball below your feet kind of situation, which can lead to those pull shots.
She pulled one at 7, got up and down, pulls one here, and now Georgia Hall.
Yeah, Georgia just stood up there and hit a dead solid perfect drive, leaving her a 7 iron in, hit a really beautiful iron shot here yesterday.
That'll do.
Karen, her name jumps out on that leaderboard that we're seeing.
Well, it really does. I mean, she's ranked 10 in the world. Vongta Vilap is the next lowest ranked player at 86. Everybody else is in the hundreds. So she's got the experience, a couple of victories, major championship.
And the form.
In form. 2 second-place finishes coming into this. She's hungry to not finish second, I can tell you.
How about our last 8 rounds? Indicative of what you're talking about. She said her mentality, as you look at the insights by KPMG, is her greatest strength. Her mindset on the golf course. You have to have that to win at Lytham, don't you?
Well, you certainly do. It's a tough golf course. It's always windy, lots of bunkers in spots that your ball always seems to want to find, but she played particularly well there. But across the board this season, she's better in most of her statistical categories.
So she's Sung, Strom, Liu, Vongta Vilap, Hartlage, Kim, and this player, Chen, all looking for LPGA win number 1. And Chen is going to have a chance for her 4th birdie of the day.
Over at 9, this is Linnea Strom on the tee, Angela.
She has 188 to the hole location. If she's going to take on that bunker, she needs to fly it at least 175.
Played a little bit of a draw. With the wind helping, that ball is going to have trouble checking up, but still it's all right. Not a bad shot. 4 to 10.
Brooke Henderson 6 back with 9 holes to play, Karen. We never quite count Brooke out, do we?
No, we can't, but I think that I mean, she's going to try and prove us wrong, isn't she, with shots like that? But I don't know. That seems like a pretty big mountain to try and climb right now with only 9 to play.
She's got to reverse her trend and play that back 9 better. So here is the leader by 1. And how about this bunker shot for Yujin Sung?
It's not that tough. She's hitting back into the wind. She has a really good lie at the bottom of this bunker. All these bunkers are some version of deep. This is not one of the deepest. We're waiting for some spectators to settle down across her line.
She's made 2. She's got up and down 2 out of the 3 times that she's been in a bunker this week, Kate.
I'd say that's a pretty good percentage and a chance to even better that percentage.
Particularly from these bunkers, we've seen a lot of players struggle, but she's conquering those with a 56-degree wedge and not even a lob wedge.
Well, we've talked about how unusual it is for a sponsor invite to win on the LPGA Tour just 4 times in the last 2 decades. Lexi did it in 2011. Lydia in 2012. A month after she won the U.S. Amateur, she went up in Canada and got another sponsor invite the next year and won in Canada again. But it's been 10 years. And Yujin Sung is trying to win a Lotte-sponsored event for a 2nd straight year. She won the Lotte Open on the LPGA of Korea Tour last summer. Colin Cahn's going to give her a little assist there. George's caddy. What a story it would be. There are a lot of great stories here, and Grace Kim is trying to author one of them.
And speaking of Grace, I texted with Kari Webb earlier today, her mentor. She's a 4-time recipient of Kari Webb's scholarship, the most ever that anyone has received a scholarship.
Okay, that tells me she's got an awful lot of experience been given to her by Kari, and those kind of lessons are invaluable.
And Yu Lu with a chance for a 4 at the par 5. Our first look at this hole today. Playing 464 yards is going to go a long way toward determining the champion.
Grace Kim trying to win in her 3rd start as a rookie. Kari Webb, her mentor, won her 1st ever LPGA start. That was AIG Women's Open. And before it was a major championship. And now Georgia Hall, an AIG Women's Open champ from 2018.
It'll be really interesting to see if Georgia can break through this year and have that kind of multiple win season and get another major this year and perhaps in future years. Karen, she certainly has the mental approach and the overall game to do it.
I agree. I think seeing the improvement in the numbers this year, I think that'll just help with her confidence as well. I mean, you tend to start thinking it's just a matter of time.
Hopefully she can keep staying positive and keep believing that the ball is going to fall in the hole. This has right to left break the entire way. It's a little on the quick side, slightly downhill. Not missing them by much.
And so a par putt coming up for our leader, Sung. This is Chin to get to 10 under. She's had some chances, Karen, as well as she's played.
She has, and I think when you're in somebody in her position, you need to feel like you're going to be making those putts, and once you missed a couple of them, it just becomes harder to make them.
Conversely, 5 straight 1 putts for Yujin Sung, and she's got another tester here to stay up by 1.
A couple of those were birdies at 3 and 5. Yesterday I was really taken with her ability to just stay unflappable. She made a couple mistakes and never got out of her rhythm, never looked stressed. She's walking these fairways with just total anticipation and I think a feeling of, let's see how good I can play this week. I don't think there's any pressure on her.
Yeah, and to Kay's point about not feeling the pressure, there's not anybody really on the leaderboard that would really put fear in her. I mean, there's no Jin Young Ko here or an Inbee Park, somebody that she might have looked up to as a younger career, looking up to a more experienced career. And so we'll see.
Here's Strom trying to grab a share of the lead over at 9. Very well judged. Turned a little right at the hole. That was kind of a surprise. That is Diamond Head, one of the most recognizable landmarks on the entire planet. Waikiki, downtown Honolulu in the background there. Alawai Golf Course, the public golf course that we were talking about earlier. Just peeking out of the top of that crater, you can see it right in the heart of Waikiki. And we're about 25 miles to the west as the crow flies. And the final group has reached this ninth green at ninth tee. It's been an elusive target. Hardest par 3 to hit all week long. Less than half the players have hit this green in regulation.
The field staff graciously moved the tee up yesterday, where it only played 139 yards, but 50 yards longer today at 186.
We're going to get a chance to see what her shot shape is from this 188 distance, a long way back. And our Top Tracer technology presented by Progressive Insurance is going to show us what she decides to do. A lot's going to depend on which one of those two clubs she takes.
Looks like she's selected the 5-iron. And I mean, if she really tags this, it will hit deeper into the green and released on through the back. But what she's trying to do is probably land this about 15 paces on.
She's made a couple of pars and a birdie in her first 3 tries here. Got to stay right of that front left green side bunker. She did. And that is a gigantic bounce. Kaboing. And into the intermediate rough back there, so that will not be the easiest pitch as we go to 12.
Yeah, the par 3 where we find Yulu, who's got the best round of the day going. You see at -6.
Well, and she's quite a few holes ahead of those leaders as well, so has a really great opportunity to kind of post a number up there on the leaderboard, and she's going to have that to tie for the lead.
Well, I'm just saying it's a little less wind, isn't it? The first thing was strong as we played. And you need more than 10 carry, right? For 7 to carry.
It's 175, yeah.
Yes,
Playing
yeah.
10 downwind,
10,
definitely.
Yeah. You
Just a
happy?
little one.
Yes,
well, yeah, I'm in
one.
between clubs, aren't I?
Yeah, but you're happy with this if it goes to the back edge?
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. It's 6:30. If it comes down the hair right, it's fine.
You're talking about that wind really being almost dead downwind, moving a hair to the right.
Got to get the ball up in the air here, though, otherwise the wind will actually knock it down and take distance off it.
Oh, terrible swing. She's pulled that.
Looks so quick in transition.
That was a terrible transition. If you fail to complete your backswing, Karen, as a right-handed player, and you start that transition too quick, it's going to go left almost every time. See where that ball has ended up. I don't know. It's not going to be good no matter what, but Grace Kim now. I want to forget about that shot she just saw, that's for sure.
Also going with a 5-iron. she gets much better height on her 5-iron than Eugene does.
You can hear them landing on the green out at number 9 right now here at Hoakalei. The leader, Sung, over the green at the par 3. Can she get it up and down? We will find out when we come back.
At the 12th, Yu Lu to go 7 under on a round and to tie the lead.
Ooh, that looked good for a long time as well.
At the 10th, Wang Tawilap for birdie to get to 10 under. And we saw a Thai Titikun from Thailand win Louis Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year award last year. Wang Tawilap off to a great start in her young career. Back to the 9th.
Looks like Georgia Hall's going to be able to go down there and take a gouge at this one, Kay.
She's inside the red penalty area line, but her ball is surrounded by some sort of cabbage. It's just a lot of different types of weeds. You could barely see the ball. She could see it well enough to know that it is her ball indeed. But gosh, Karen, there's a lot that can impede the backstroke and even the through stroke. And I think she'd do well just to get this on the green within, say, 20, 25 feet.
It's like I feel like you got to chop, steep angle of attack, chop on the back of the ball, kind of almost pop it up in the air, because you want as little contact with that cabbage as you possibly can, Kay.
The uphill lie will help.
Yeah.
Got to make a 4 at worst. Just can't afford to make a double here.
Oh, caught it really nicely. My goodness. What a great play. Well done, Georgia.
Let's take another look at this one, Karen, just like you described it. She must have heard you.
Well, Georgia's normally pretty straight, but when you play, there you go. No follow through required. When you play links golf and you play in that thick rough, you kind of get a good feeling for how to get the ball moving out of it.
Make sure you come down a little steeper and get that leading edge on the back of the ball.
Exactly.
On the tee at the 10th, Linnea Strom.
It's my second favorite tee shot of this golf course. Downwind, just grip it and rip it.
Plenty of length. Play of the year on the Epson Tour last year, and to win for the first time. Back to 9.
Leader's tee shot went over this par 3 green, now pitching the ball back down the hill.
Not an easy shot, but much easier than what Georgia Hall faced. Good lie, ball perched up, downhill lie, plenty, decent amount of green to work with. And also chipping back into the wind.
She'd like to get this one past the hole if she could. I did not want to see her leave it there.
Oh, she looked a little too soon. She kind of was like, as the club was coming through, she was trying to look for the spot it wants to land on.
Her scrambling has been spectacular. This was back at the 7th about an hour ago for a par. That one in the 12-foot range. And you remember recently at 8, left herself about 5.5 feet for par. And barely got that one in the right corner, but it's in, and she's got a similar distance putt now, maybe even a little bit longer. But again, I would have liked to have seen her chip it by the hole so she was putting back up the hill. Here's Kim now for a 2. Three's always a good score here. Doesn't matter where the tee is or where the pin is.
Comebacker for Yu Lu. Karen, she's contended multiple times, including at majors, but looking for her first win.
Yeah, and last year really wasn't the best of years for her as well. She was 95th on the CME Globe standings. She only had 1 top 10, so it's good to see her coming back to a bit more form, because this is more what we've been used to seeing.
I feel like this might be the most important putt of the entire tournament, Kay, for Georgia Hall.
Georgia does a really good job of staying in the present, whether she's shooting 29 on a front 9 en route to a 62 or struggling at or around par. But her mantra is just forget what I've done and stay in the present. And that's really what it's about, Karen. It's okay, this is a foot putt. What does it do? Where do I see the ball entering? Not about what it's for. It's just simply a putt that you're trying to hole.
I always say that, Kay. It's people that are very process orientated do well. I know it's one of those sort of psychologist jargon words that everybody uses, but it's so true that the more process orientated you are, the better you have a chance of succeeding.
Oh, how about that 3 for Georgia Hall? If she goes on to win this championship, I believe she will look back at this moment at number 9 and say that was the turning point.
That
of course,
truly meant something. I mean, you could tell emotionally that meant something.
And that was a statement maker to Sung, so this is going to be a real test now for her.
She seems fairly oblivious to what anyone else is doing. I think she genuinely loves being out here. I think she plays to the crowd. And really, between the 3 of them, Karen, this is a very positive group. That's just 3 young women with great attitudes, great games, and there's a lot of good momentum going here.
It's always good when you can get into a group like that, Kay, where everybody is kind of on the same page with regards to their attitudes, and the caddies kind of all getting along. Sometimes it's just not that way, and it can be a real struggle out there.
It's got to go just inside that ball mark. Okay, first miss of any consequence there. What a game. Georgia Hall makes a lower score than the leader on that hole. It's now a 3-way tie at the top at the Lotte Championship.
Linnea Strom is now tied for the lead after the bogey from Yujin Sung. Here is Strom second at 10.
She has 65 yards to the hole location. It was a great drive. And a great wedge.
And a chance to take the lead. 11.
Her Chen narrowly avoided disaster with her second shot. This is her third. Kind of chopping it out, sort of like Georgia Hall had to do. Her shot wasn't quite as hard as George's, I don't think, but that's a good one.
All right, this 11th hole is the Aon Risk Reward Challenge hole. And the $1 million first prize challenge is back for another season in 2023, highlighting the best strategic decision makers on both the LPGA Tour and PGA Tour. You take the 2 best scores on each week's challenge hole. It'll count toward the overall average for the season and a $1 million first prize, which Minjee Lee took home last year. Georgia Hall with the tee moved up. Karen in round 3 was hole high in 2, and then how about this pitch?
Yeah, she really kind of went, well, she's been aggressive all day, all week, and on this 11th hole she really took advantage of the risk of going for that green in 2.
Well, you all get to see a lot of Aon Risk Reward holes over the year on the LPGA, but I'm not sure anyone's going to have any more risk or reward than when they put the tee up here at 11. I really like this hole with the tee in the front. A little bit of
very risky, that is for sure.
Yeah, but there's a big reward, although we haven't seen any threes here. Boucher now with a big breaker to the left. Back to 10.
And a putt for the lead for Linnea Strom.
Grant, she walked in behind Lauren Hartledge's putt. It was on her line. She got a really good look. Yep, paid it off.
And for the first time in 48 hours, someone other than Yu Jin Sung leads the Lotte Championship. 4th season on the LPGA Tour for Linnea Strom, and she leads by 1.
And Brooke Henderson now at 6 under par really has to get going. She's got to start with a birdie right here. And a disappointing day thus far for her. You can make up a lot of ground at Hoakalei though on this second 9. Oh, that was low all the way. Just doesn't have quite the energy that we would typically see from Brooke Henderson. There's been some good energy by this young lady right here, Chen. Mentioned before, as you talked about too and alluded to, Karen, it's been a little bit of a down year for her this past year. This is a putt you really have to hit with some conviction. It's hard to do on a downhill putt, but it's so easy to lose this one to the left. Okay, very nice. Steady. That was a great little up and down there. Beautiful scorecard for Chen. And now here's Yu Lu. Driven the ball over into the left-hand side of the, well, into the rough here at 13. Decent angle though. Thought she might get a little more forward bounce out of that one. That was a good shot. Back to 10.
Final group making the turn. Georgia Hall on the tee after a great escape.
Yeah, she came over to me after she walked off the 9th green and said, "That was Seve-like, right?" And I said, "Absolutely it was. That was amazing." She had a big old grin. I tell you what, there's something about getting up and down out of nowhere that just lifts you.
Especially as the person you're playing with, Sung, just dropped one too. It kind of really, that really does feel good.
Yeah, playing the downwind. Really pretty easy driving hole and really quite a good birdie hole.
She's birdied it twice this week. Drop on LPGA All Access takes you behind the scenes with LPGA players Leona Maguire, Mina Harrigai, Lily Vu, and Maria Fassi, shining a light on their activities on and off the course. It premiered on Tuesday. Would be fun. Think you'll like that. And back on the tee, Grace Kim.
Yeah, Grace with the driver in hand, pulling it just a little bit. It's a matter how it bounces, whether it stays in the fairway or ends up in the rough. But I would say overall a pretty nice front 9 for Grace Kim, who's found herself in the final group for the first time in her very young career. Little bit of a wait for the 3rd member in this group, Yu Jin Sung, who took a convenient pit stop in the clubhouse, and maybe an appropriately timed pit stop to cool herself down and get over the fact that she just made her first bogey of the day.
So a 1-shot lead when the round began for Yu Jin Sung, now a 1-shot deficit.
I think, you know, to Kay's point, that was quite a good, timely place to stop. Just go in, regroup a little bit, come back out, ready to attack this back nine.
Karen, I think players already have it in their mindset that they're going to make some bogeys out here, and just don't let it get to you. Keep it at bogey. Don't make doubles or worse, and know that you have birdie holes where you can make up for that mistake.
Absolutely correct. And, you know, Strom isn't playing in the same group as her, so she's still got to be feeling pretty good about within the group that she's playing in, Kay.
She's made one bogey each day. As we take you to 13.
This is Lu for a birdie. And that ran out of steam there, just short of the hole, so she will remain a shot behind. It is a crowded leaderboard here on the island of Oahu. Beautiful Saturday afternoon for the final round.
Grace Kim to get within one of the lead of the 10th.
After turning at 1 under. Pretty straightforward downhill putt.
All right, just a moment ago, so Kim with her 3rd birdie of the day. Couple of birdie putts still to come here. Start with Georgia Hall.
Karen, if there's one critique I would say watching Georgia with her putting is that she really tries to be very meticulous about her approach, this pre-stroke approach with how the ball's down. It seems to work for her pretty well, but I'd love to see her just loosen it up a little bit.
I think when you see players do that, it's their way of relieving the pressure. They have a very fixed routine as to what they're doing, and no matter what happens, no matter how nervous they're feeling, they almost tell yourself, as long as I do my routine the way it is, nothing can, you know, I'm not going to feel the same nerves, and I'm going to have a better chance of making it. And I think it's just that way of relieving the stress.
And that point about having a great routine is so important. Whatever level of golfer you are, trying to do the same thing, whether it's for birdie or for bogey, whether it's on Thursday or the final round.
For sure that's the case. And, you know, some people are just a little bit more analytical with the way they think, and some people are more feel-based as well. It's so much of it comes down to how you're made up.
And now to bounce back from the bogey at 9 and to regain a share of the lead, Yujin Sung.
This would be a very quick way to settle herself. Yep, and remind herself that she's in good control of her golf game.
She has one putted 7 of her last 8 holes. We got the Chevron Championship next week, and a number of players have not locked up a spot yet. Yujin Sung, if she were to win, and she would have to win to get in next week, she'd have to accept membership, and then she would be eligible. But look at all of these players, Karen, with a chance. Some of them in better positions than others to lock up a spot next week.
Well, and everybody wants to be there. It's a new venue, but the purse is something that everybody would look forward to.
Hoakalei for a birdie. Little right-hand breaker, and she didn't see it. So she will let the par 5 11th get away without making a 4. Which, if you are chasing right now, you have to birdie the 11th hole.
Pei-Yun Chen with a birdie putt at the 12th. Played in the final group last year in Northern Ireland, the ISPS Handa World Invitational. Maya Stark came from way back and won as a non-member, as Yujin Sung is trying to do. At the 14th, Lu won back.
Ball a little bit below her feet there. Wow, was that ever nice.
Good look from behind the 11th tee as she waits for her golf cart to cross the fairway there. Most of the trouble on the right-hand side here at 11. Like to hit it at those bunkers, Kay. I think, and hit a little peeler if you could, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great. Georgia seems to favor a little draw on her tee ball. She's good at hitting a boring, low trajectory shot.
Yeah, by boring you don't mean dull, I take it.
No. Oh, that may be too far to the right.
She was late. That was really late coming through impact there.
Well, it's safe. It's in the rough, but that's going to take away her opportunity to get there in two, I do believe.
Okay, Grace Kim now.
And following up about her relationship with Kari Webb, I would just think having that kind of friendship, someone to bounce questions off, and also knowing that Kari trusts you and believes in you.
Definitely huge for sure. And, you know, you're following in, you know, players like Minjee Lee's footsteps as well. You know, players that would they're with that same scholarship as well. And look what Minjee has done.
And Hannah Green, and even Karis Davidson, who made the cut and is playing this week.
Okay, here's Sung on the tee now at 11. She had a good one off that 10th tee after making the bogey at 9.
Oh, really good rhythm on that tee ball.
She is impressive. You wouldn't know she hadn't been in this situation like this before. Now back at 11, her Strom with her third shot. Angela's right down there.
Yeah, they all had to lay up here, so she has 137 to this whole location. Not ideal, but just fired a beauty in there.
That's a good one there. She's going to leave herself about 9 feet, a little left to right putt. And that would be for the outright lead at Hoakalei.
Great approach from Yu Lu at the 14th. This to make it a three-way tie at the top. Seven under today. And could we have back-to-back winners from China?
And here's one of the pursuers, just a shot behind Chen with her second shot at 13. Oh, that's a good one. Right behind the hole, 6 feet down the hill for a chance to get a share of the lead.
Yeah, just ride that blue sign.
Here's Georgia Hall now after that flare that she hit off the 11th tee.
Blue sign's fine.
I thought she might be pulling an iron out to lay up, but instead she's pulled out some wood. I'm over on the other side of the fairway. It looks like a 3-wood from this point, and if it is, then she's certainly aiming probably at the very left edge or even left of the green, because that water comes in very close on the right. 226 to the front. Oh, yeah, this is well left.
I'm not really sure what she was actually attempting to accomplish there.
She was just staying in an aggressive mindset.
She wasn't really going to get it on the green, though, was she? It would have had to have been a miraculous shot.
No, maybe she was just trying to get it somewhat close within 30 yards to have an easier pitch.
All right, here's Sung now. A couple of clubs like we've been seeing her do. That's part of her pre-shot routine, actually. And to Karen's point, doesn't matter what your pre-shot routine is as long as it's consistent. She's very consistent in taking these clubs out of the bag.
No.
Yeah, yeah, I will wait.
That was very nice, both of them indicating to Georgia that they were going to wait, and so Georgia could go up and survey her upcoming third.
Well, this is what they're waiting for. This is Strom up at the green for a birdie. And this would get her to -12. First person to reach that number, and she would be the sole leader if she can get this one in.
This putt should move a little left to right. Again, she got a good look from the other side of the hole with Lauren's birdie putt.
Very easy to lose this one to the right, Angela, if you don't have enough pace.
Wow, what a putt.
Nice.
That is beautiful.
This is amazing. I mean, she says that she completely lost her confidence in 2021. She said that she was scared of hitting the golf ball, and mentally she really couldn't manage that. And she says that she even got to the point where she played with her eyes closed. I mean, that's just a quite remarkable mental feat to be able to come back from that to now Epsom Tour Player of the Year last year.
Well, after the wait, Sung has decided now to lay up.
Yeah, she went with her 3 hybrid, which was one of the 2 clubs that she pulled out, and scooted it down there in a good spot.
That was a really aggressive layup. A lot of confidence to be able to hit that shot. All right, here's Yu Lu over at 15, and let's check out our Top Tracer technology presented by Progressive Insurance to see what she does here at the short par 3.
Just 121 yards.
Very firm green this 15th is. 75 feet. She might have wanted to hit it a little higher than that going downwind. Strom has seized the leads here at the Lotte Championship presented by Hoakalei.
The 26-year-old Swede Linnea Strom, 4 under today and on top by 1 as she tees it up at the 12th.
Grant, she has 166 to this whole location, 144 to the front. Again, if she's going to fly that bunker, which is not ideal, I would not do that. She's going to have to carry it about 160, and that's just a downslope. She took this out to the right, which was a great, smart play right there.
Oh, getting even better.
It's target discipline. That's picking your target and hitting it.
11.
Third shot for Georgia Hall from the left rough.
Grace Kim already hit on, is about 25 feet away. That from a downhill lie out of the rough.
That is really well judged, Kay. Tremendous shot.
She walked all the way up there and surveyed the green and decided on the exact landing spot.
Over 13, you'll remember Chen, one of the pursuers, knocked it about 7 feet behind the hole. She's 2 behind now. Got to make this one right here, and she does. Little mini fist bump there. You know, she knows how important that one was. And here's Yu Lu from just inside 30 feet down the hill at 15. Gonna run out of steam. That was a little weak there. Not the time to do that. Back at 11 now. This is Sung's third shot. Tight lie in the fairway.
And awkward, since she's all the way on the left-hand side. She has to deal with the mound that's on the left side of this green. Wants to land this about 18, 20 paces on and let it release over the mound. She went higher up into the nose. Really nice. That was well thought out.
Well, it's being really creative too. Like she went up there, she saw where she wanted it to land, and she was able to hit the right spot. That's it's a lot of trust in the swing. That's no guide. That's knowing that you have a good plan in place for that shot.
Always makes you smile, Karen, when players know how to use the ground.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
I'm all for that. It's you don't have to fly all the way to the hole.
Totally agree. So many of the modern courses that are being designed today make you play the ball through the air all the time, and it was intended to be played along the ground just as much. Grace Kim now with a putt here at 11th.
Hey, Angela made a good point about Grace in that she has wins under her belt. Granted, they've come on other tours at, quote, lower level, but she knows how to get it done. She knows how to put it together on the final day to win. And this is another level, the ultimate level.
Quality of play is getting so much better on all the tours around the world now, both men's and women's golf. You just can't discount a win. A win is a win.
Little bit of a random photographer walking right in her sight line. Kind of, she has such a great sense of humor that she's just going to take that as a funny moment rather than something that's annoying.
Just to get within one, that's going to be a little bit short. And left, hard putt to be real aggressive on.
We told you Kari Webb has been her mentor. Kari brought her to Hazeltine for the KPMG Women's PGA Championship in 2019. And who wound up winning but Aussie Hannah Green. And there's Grace in the background in that picture on the left. And there she is on the left, taking a sip out of the trophy with Hannah.
Okay, Sung with yet another putt in the 10 or 11 foot range here.
And she would have gotten verification off of Grace Kim's putt that this is back uphill into the grain, so she can hit this a little more firmly.
Yeah, this is probably one of the slower 11 footers she's going to have today.
And this for back-to-back birdies.
Got to go outside the hole on the right. Didn't give it enough. We've seen so much of that from there today.
Suddenly now Linnea Strom for a two-shot lead.
Grant, that putt is so fast. It's probably the fastest on the golf course. Just, it's been underestimated a number of times this week.
Now a big comebacker coming up for Strom.
Yulu. This is a big one too. This for a par. 15. Got it. And she's not running the next tee. I think she's going to take a little break there. Georgia Hall with another big putt. Finds herself 2 behind at this stage, and I think lucky to be there, Kay, actually.
I think there's a leaderboard on the next green, but at this point, I'm not sure she realizes what Linnea is at right now. But her gut is certainly telling her she needs to make this putt.
This one a little bit on the slow side, too. It's not going to break much if you hit it firm, which you have to do if you're going to make it.
Oh, boy, she's had a handful of those very makeable birdie putts this week, and that could be the difference.
Yep, she's got 3 5s on the card. 2 of them on par 5s that you would hope to birdie if you're chasing, and of course the bogey at the second hole. And a little cleanup work now for Grace Kim.
And whether or not Grace Kim wins today, this certainly is just going to be a great week for her as she starts out on her LPGA career. And I think it's going to buoy her in many, many ways, and we're going to see a lot of her this year.
Looks to me like it's going to be a long and productive career for that young lady. Had some tremendous mentoring, as we've been talking about.
Well, a moment here, Karen, for Linnea Strom. Had a chance at birdie and ran it past, and now the comebacker to stay up by 1.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little nervy, actually, because at this point in the game, you know, you kind of have a feeling of where you are in the big scheme of things. Even though you may not have seen a leaderboard inside you, you kind of know there's like an internal leaderboard that's going on.
Angela, she certainly would have seen it go by, so probably knows what it does, wouldn't you think?
I think so, and you know, she's made a number of these since the 6th green today, so I think she's been gaining confidence the entire round since then. Back up into the green. Oof, snuck it in.
And as Angela said, just snuck it in. It was trying to get away from her, but just caught enough of the hole that gravity could not deny her.
So she remains up by 1, as we remind you that you can connect with the LPGA on social media. They're on Facebook, over on Twitter at LPGA, Instagram at LPGA_tour, YouTube and TikTok as well. Just a moment ago, the second at the 14th for Pei-Yun Chen.
And you can see just trying to plonk that one out there as far as she could get it to go. I mean, these fairway bunkers really are, I mean, a penalty. You have to have a bit of luck to get into a spot where you can actually get to the green.
Final group makes its way to the 12th tee. You have 8 players within 3 of the leader, Linnea Strom.
Pin 64. Correct. 52. Playing 45.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
348.
Yeah. Yeah. Come down pretty much
On the
left.
palm tree.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you don't need to go no more left than that, because otherwise you hit that upslope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all going to come.
430. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Yes. Just a smooth one then. Yeah.
3/4. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. Okay.
The wind certainly isn't blowing nearly as strong right now as it was the last few days. Going with an 8-iron. Important thing for Georgia not to get in that mindset of how close do I need to hit it to make a birdie putt.
Up to 13.
And Strom on the tee, Angela.
She has decided to go with a 3-wood off of this tee box, which I believe is very smart. It widens the fairway. It's downwind.
She missed the fairway anyway with the 3-wood, but it looks to be a good lie over there. So that's okay. Up to 14.
And the third for Pei-Yun Chen. The 14th has claimed a number of victims, especially off the tee. That bunker. Back to 12 and Grace Kim.
Going with one more club, a 7-iron. That had good sound to it and a really nice line.
It's just so hard. There's a little downslope just over that bunker where the ball lands, and it gets that bit of a ricochet.
Now Yujin Sung.
She's pulled the 8-iron out, same club that Georgia Hall used. Good looking shot in line.
Yeah, good shot.
The best of the bunch, and she'll get a little read from Georgia Hall as well. Trying to become the first sponsor's invite to win an LPGA event in 10 years. But the Swede Linnea Strom is on top. Final round of the Lotte Championship.
Welcome back. This is Hoakalei for a birdie to get to -10 within 2 of the lead. Got it. Beautiful putt there. 3 good strokes there. Been a steady round for her today.
This is a par putt for Pei-Yun Chin. Oh, Karen.
Just can't be in those fairway bunkers.
At the 12th, Georgia Hall for birdie.
Yeah, this is that rather slick putt, sort of into the grain, then down grain. Oh, she liked the line of it.
Yu Jin Sung hasn't been watching very often, but this would have been a good one to pay attention to. She'll have a birdie putt in a moment. This is Yu Lu at the 16th, one back.
Went down the, that was the left side of the fairway. Yeah, in this 16th hole,
Oh, wow.
It makes you choose, but with that flag the way it is,
Incredible.
the left fairway is a nice option to take.
That to tie the lead. Meanwhile, back at 14. Some really good looks at birdie. It's been a great day for Pei-Yun Chin, but she'll remember some opportunities that have gone begging. 13.
Second shot for Strom from the right rough, Angela.
That ball was sitting up, but slightly below her feet. Oh, looks like she got lucky there.
I kind of pitched it right into the apron. So that ball ended up hole high. Chance for a 3 now for her. And we go back to 12.
And just a moment ago from off the green, Grace Kim for birdie.
Downhill off that fringe, left to right, breaking putt.
That wanders away a bit. Some of these players are hoping to get into the field next week for the first major of the season. It's the Chevron Championship. It begins Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time on Golf Channel and Peacock. A special preview show Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern. Yu Jin Sung would have to win and accept membership to play next week. This for birdie to tie the lead at 12.
She was watching Georgia Hall's putt and knows this moves down to the left and maybe is a little slower than first thought. Oh, with that extra speed that she hit it, it just didn't move at all. I was speaking with her manager, Angela, and Angela knows the ramifications of what this win would mean and that she would get into the Chevron, but decided not to tell Jen because she didn't want that to affect how she was approaching today. But she said she's a smart girl and she's on social media and she probably has an inkling of what the ramifications are of this win. But I think it's smart to not think ahead until you've got the job done today.
Just 22 years old. This is the tour that she wants to play on at some point in her career, she said, but she has a chance to skip Q Series and go straight into exempt status. This comebacker for par. She's been steady, Karen.
Really steady. And, you know, we've seen her miss a couple of greens. So for her to hit a good quality shot there on a tough par 3, walk away with a nice easy par, very kind of settling for her.
Strom's the only player, Mark, who's been able to take the lead away from her in the last couple of days.
And here she is trying to extend it at 13, Angela.
Yeah, this putt is going to move a little right to left. She has to be careful with the pace of this putt because past the hole it kind of goes down into a dip. Yeah, I just wonder if she was thinking about what was past this hole. You know, unfortunately, she shouldn't have been thinking that, but hard to blame her.
Okay, it's a par still. Don't think she'll win if she makes all pars going in, though. Got some birdie holes coming up for the players, especially that 18th.
There was no LPGA event last week, but the last event was won by China's Roning Yen, who became just the second from China to win on the LPGA Tour. And now Yu Lu is trying to make it 2 wins in a row. Of course, following in the prodigious footsteps of Shan Feng.
Well, exactly. But you'd have thought that Yu Lu would have been the next one in line because she's been out here for a little while and she's kind of been trailing Shan for a little bit.
I miss that player, Shan Feng, that's for sure. Here's Georgia Hall now with Lesson Driver on the tee.
Same club she used yesterday en route to birdie in this hole. This was her 4th birdie in a 5-hole stretch. Ooh, that's a big pull. Not going to be ideal, but it's sitting well in the rough and actually gives her a decent angle. Lucky it got through that bunker.
Yeah, I felt like she had the advantage today, Kay, but frankly, she has not played well enough to win at this point. Look back at the tee now and the view that Grace Kim has.
Kari had some really nice things to say about Grace, just that she's such a sweet person, great personality, hard worker. And one of the things they worked on in the last couple of years, or her coaches with Team Australia, was just to get a little more strength. But they feel like she hits it really quite good lengthwise.
It's a good one there. Might stop just on the downslope over there in the fairway. That's got a little roly-poly undulation over there, but should be all right. And now Sung. Par birdie. She's played it nicely thus far this week.
And the birdie here yesterday was one of just 2 birdies that she had during the round. It was really a patient round of golf where she endured a lot of good pars. Nothing very flashy.
Yu Jin Sung has been leading most of the way here on the southwest corner of Oahu, but now she trails by 1. Welcome back. Final round of this Lotte Championship boiling up here on Saturday afternoon. Yu Lu 8 under par for her round. Important tee shot 17. Oh, how about that? It sounded like she hit it hard, and she sure did. Carried that bunker. A little bit anxious, I'm sure, when the ball was in the air, but it looks really good right now.
This is a birdie putt for Wang Dawilep and needs to stop. She's 2 back, and now that long putt for par. 13.
Grace Kim is away here.
120 yards to the hole. This whole location has been pretty much in the same spot throughout the 4 days this week. The front left part of the green is far too sloped. Just have to be careful not to hit it long and left. Oh, like that, or it just sucks down into a little swale.
So that was a mediocre shot at best, I would say. And I would say
you really need to hit it to the right of this flagstick with the wind blowing hard right to left, and there's not much room left of it before you hit that swale.
It's like a little bit of a hanging lie for Georgia over here.
Yeah, because she missed it left, it's not ideal. Coming out of the rough, it's going to hit probably in release.
113, yeah. So take 12 yards off this,
Yeah. You still, please? Good.
Back right corner of the green is not that bad a spot. I would expect this is where that ball is going to end up. Do not want to hang it out to the right in the bunker.
No, at this point she has to keep giving herself good birdie opportunities and know that something's got to fall. Caught that crisply. Oh, will it stay up top?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Very good. Up to 14.
And a big comebacker for par for Natakrita Wangtawilap.
There you go.
Karen, how impressive is she? Second ever start on the LPGA Tour. She contended at home in Thailand and in the mix again.
I mean, she's just an athletic player. You can see that from how she drives the ball. She was a swimmer. She played tennis when she was younger as well. And in fact, when she was just a youngster, she would swim before and after all her practice sessions.
Sure that didn't make her coach too happy.
No.
All right, here's Sung now. Important shot. Second shot at 13.
She drove it the furthest down where she's just inside of 100 yards. Going to use her sand wedge. No, that looks a bit long. Yeah, didn't dial that one in like she wanted.
Such a hard green to putt. You can see the different shades there. The dark part of the green means that she's going down green, but where it gets lighter up at the hole, it's into the green. And that is not a happy sight for Strom. They are looking for her ball when we come back to Hoakalei. Just earlier, Grace Kim for a 3 at the 13th.
Dealing with the grain change. Yeah, up into the grain, then it gets fast at the top.
And then it gets into the hole. How about that 3? And she gets within a shot of the lead. And Strom, of course, in trouble up ahead at 14. Yulu, after a terrific drive at 17. This is her second shot. So she could use a 3 here and a 4 at 18, and who knows. And there's a good start to making a 3 here, 15 feet. Here's Sung now back at the 13th, trying to get back in a share of the lead that she has had so much of this tournament. Did she hit it?
That was just a little bit heartbreaking. What a good roll.
Wow. Any more pace, that one goes. So she stays at -11 and up to 14.
And Angela, an unplayable lie for Strom, her third now.
Yes, the ball is well below her feet. Left to right wind, 160 yards away. This is tough. Oh, it's way right.
Oh, my. Big trouble for the co-leader. Meanwhile, Lou has a birdie putt up at 17. Back to 13 we go.
Where Georgia Hall has a putt to get back within a shot of the lead, Kay.
She does, and isn't it funny that the player who had the worst tee shot hit the best approach? Sometimes happens that way, and now see if she can take advantage of it. There's not a tremendous amount in this putt. because she stayed up and it didn't go down into that little swale.
She could use one right about now. And just lacked a little enthusiasm there in terms of pace. -10, 2 behind for Hall still in it. Yu Lu with a huge putt at 17. This would be for the solo lead. This one a little bit down the hill. And I have to think Karen probably she needs to go maybe just outside the right edge.
Yeah, it kind of has that movement to it for sure. This would be huge, given that she has a par 5 coming up as well.
Okay, she got it a little wide, played it 4 or 5 inches to the right. She made it. She put it on the edge, but that's a good 4.
To play the 2 toughest holes on the golf course in 1 under par, that's impressive.
She does not have a 5 on the card today. That's the way you play Hoakalei.
So you have the Blue Devil from Duke, Yu Lu. You have the Sun Devil from Arizona State, Linnea Strom. But a 4th shot coming up for Strom, Angela, and this doesn't look particularly easy.
No, and the problem is she has about 50 yards and she's looking at that tree because, I mean, she really has to kind of get this up in the air and carry it all the way. The hole's only on 7 paces. I'm kind of in shock right now because she was cruising along and I'm not quite sure what caused the tee shot. Yeah, she just, apparently that tree was in the way and she just could not get it high enough to carry all the way to the green.
So that's going to be at least 1 drop shot. Yu Lu is going to go to the reachable par 5 18th. Up by 1. Back on the tee at the 14th. Off the birdie, the Aussie Grace Kim.
Imperative to hit it down the left side, but this leaking right, wind exaggerating it.
Deep bunkers there.
In just a couple of weeks' time, we'll be up at the TPC Harding Park for the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown. 8 teams, 4 players representing each of the 8 countries. May 4th through the 7th. Grace Kim got bumped out at the last moment by just a fraction of a point. Georgia Hall will be there for England, and Hall 2 back on the tee at 14.
It's better to be in the left rough here and just play it down at that left bunker because you really can't reach it. And well, she's going to have a side hill love it. It's better than that right bunker. That right bunker is a penalty, and Sung hit it in there yesterday, had to just sand wedge out and ended up making a long putt for a bogey save. So for her, again, you've just got to hit a low controlled drive down the left side of this fairway. Forget about that right side. Oh, it's leaking. And she may just have avoided that bunker by a narrow margin.
Yep, in the first cut, it would appear. Linnea Strom's going to drop at least 1. Yu Lu is going to be your leader. This is the 5th shot at the par 4 14 for Linnea Strom.
Oh.
Wow.
She gave that a good go for sure, and nicely done to it's just, you know, when things start going like that, you're just trying to save as many shots as you can, and That came close to being the ultimate shot saver.
All right, so she'll drop 2. And here is Pei-Yun Chen at the 16th.
That looks like that's going to be a little tricky. Got a little break to that one as well.
All right, Grace Kim, second shot at 14. No choice.
Very slim chances of getting it anywhere close to the front of the green, so played safe. It's just a pretty big lip and a small bunker.
That's where Yujin Sung's tee shot came to rest on the left side of your screen there, and Georgia Hall on the other side, left of the fairway. Yu Lu began the day 5 shots off the lead, but she's headed to the par 5 18th, now up by 1. And we're looking at what Georgia Hall has here for a second.
What's front? 39. I'm in between 8 and 9.
Yeah, I was thinking the lady, I think you're a little bit sheltered in these trees, but I think there's 10 on the carry.
There is 10.
10 a wind, I'd
So
say.
we've got to pay 143.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little way.
Yeah, happy, yeah, just control of that line stuff. Yeah, so come
It's
down.
going to come out a little bit low just because of my lie.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not going to, you know, get too much wind.
Okay, just a little one there.
I just don't want to come up short of 9, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hit it hard.
that's right.
I want to hit up a little one.
No, that's fine, yeah. No, you're good. A little bit left of it, good.
33, playing 43, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, giving the total yardage an extra 10. It's an awkward shot because the ball's pretty well below her feet. Going with an 8-iron, just hard to stay balanced and centered with this kind of lie. Pulled it. May not get up. Nope. Front left bunker ate it up.
And now Yujin Sung.
This ended up being a great drive. It flirted with that bunker, but now she has just 121 yards to the hole. Ball slightly above her feet, but overall a pretty darn level lie. Looks like an 8-iron. Really good, smooth rhythm to that swing. She's maintained that rhythm nicely all day.
And it's a really good looking swing too, Kay. I mean, the lines are great. There's not really much to pick apart with it.
All right, Yu Lu out in front by 1 and out in front of the pack here, playing the 18th, her second.
Yeah, and there's a bunker there, and she found that bunker.
She's been as high as the top 35 in the world ranking. She has plummeted to number 185, but she is number 1 on the leaderboard in this final round of the Lotte Championship. The rookie Grace Kim trying to scramble for a par at the 14th. Here's her third.
See if she can get it up and down from 82 yards. She has a really nice motion with these wedges.
Come on, Dad.
Yeah, there's a little backstop there, a little slope that she was able to use.
All right, sure.
And up to the 18th, the third shot for our leader, Yu Lu. Uh-oh.
No, over bunker.
At the 14th for birdie, Yujin Sung.
Downhill left to right breaking putt. And Georgia Hall.
Yeah.
Georgia Hall it out of the front left bunker and has a par putt upcoming. Probably a 3 or 4 footer.
Well, it is tight as it's been for the last, well, really all week, Karen, and with Yu Lu having missed the green at the easiest hole on the course. It's a huge putt here for Georgia.
Well, we're seeing some inexperience, coming out with Linnea Strom and Yu Lu in terms of LPGA and being in position to win out here. I mean, I know they've won on other tours, but it's not quite the same as trying to get, your first LPGA win.
Meanwhile, Kay, this is a third straight event in which Georgia Hall has been right there at the end.
Her confidence is flying high, but I'm sure she's getting tired of finishing second. And this sand save is farther away than 4 feet. It's closer to an 8-footer downhill. There is a leaderboard over the screen to the left for those who choose to look at it. And goodness, she cannot buy a putt right now.
Second drop shot of the day. And we'll see what happens with Lou at 18, but that could be a costly mistake for Georgia.
I think that she's just in a little bit of doubt with her lines and her start lines and things, because you can see she's trying to manipulate the putter a little bit on some of those putts.
All right, some par putts here for the two players at -11. Grace Kim first.
This is a sneaky, hard golf hole. And I believe Yu Lu birdied this. It's been one of the toughest to play on the course, and it's just into the wind with a very challenging green and a challenging tee shot. Ooh, never got that high enough. It almost just started snapping left immediately. And driving it into the bunker off the tee cost her.
So the lead is 1 over Sung for Yu Lu, and here is her 4th shot on the easiest hole on the course, the par 5 18th. Up and down to post 12 under. Oh, wow. She's had some great chances to win, but those were late in the day, playing from the final group. U.S. Women's Open at 2019. How close was this?
Look good. I mean, the fact that she hasn't left herself a massive putt right now to go ahead and post 12 under par, I think that's pretty huge, because now the mark's been set and the other players have to go through 16 and 17.
Par putt for Sung at 14.
Similar line and break to deal with that Grace Kim had. Just keep it inside the right edge firm.
Pretty simple putting stroke, isn't it? It's like just rocks the shoulders and looks great.
All right, it was a 1-shot lead for Yujin Sung when this final round of the Lotte Championship began. She's playing in just her 3rd ever event. Yu Lu was 5 off the lead, but she is about to tap in for the low round in the 2 years they've played here at Hoakalei, a 64. And we'll see if it's enough. You mentioned it at the top of the show, Karen. 16 and 17, really tough.
Yeah.
Then you get 18. Yu Lu has handled it so far.
So far, so good. I mean, through she played 16 and 17 for a total of 1 under par on those 2 holes. That's mightily impressive. Hasn't taken advantage of the 18th. Will that come back, and will she be reminded that she didn't? We'll just see.
27 years old in her 6th season on the LPGA Tour. She's been a really fine ball striker in her 6 years on tour. She's never putted great, but she has been brilliant today. Well, as Yujin Sung heads to the par 3 15th, we take you back to the only other major she's ever played in. It was the U.S. Women's Open at Champions in Houston. This was at the 4th hole. Perfection. She would miss the cut, but would leave with a great memory. She She doesn't need an ace here, but a birdie would go a long way. And if she were to win, she would have the chance to play at another major championship in the Houston area next week, the Chevron Championship in the Woodlands, just north of Houston.
Yeah, this is just the second time that she's been to the United States, first time to Hawaii. So everything is new and interesting for her in her life right now.
Well, this tee shot is certainly interesting, has been all week. Look at that flag. It's laying almost limp. 121 yards. Shorty today. We've seen some players get it close here, so I would think she's going to try and start this one just right of the flagstick, K, and land it maybe 15 feet short of that exact distance to the hole.
I like that. The wind is still there, flag moving right now, but it's certainly not anywhere near the strength it's been the last couple days. And this flag is the furthest left that it's been, which helps because everything slopes from front to back and right to left. She's pulled out a gap wedge.
Playing into the sun, which it always does here at Hoakalei at the end. And that's never an easy thing. Kind of the right edge of that front left green side bunker as you look at it here is her line.
And if you're in between, make sure you hit enough. You do not want to be in those front bunkers.
That was a heavy bounce. That'll be okay. But 17, here is Chen's second shot. Pretty soon these players are all going to know what Yulu has done and posted up at 18. That's a good one there. Wow, just carried the bunker. Got a lot of spin on it, Karen. All right, let's check out our Top Tracer technology presented by Progressive Insurance to see what Grace Kim does here.
She's going with a little bit more club wedge. Trying to hit a soft one, launching it high.
Yep, that was a much higher shot and landed quite a bit softer.
Can you imagine this hole playing any longer than 121 yards?
But you know what? Par threes in championship golf don't always have to be 200 plus yards anymore. I love these short ones.
Just a foot or so left for Yulu to post 12 under. .64. And now she will wait. Will it be enough for her to win for the first time on the LPGA Tour?
Georgia Hall now will have an attempt for a birdie here at 15.
Not really an easy putt, but actually it looks like Yujin Sung is going to go first. They're pretty close to equal distance away. This putt mark more from the very back left part of the hole. And it almost feels like it's going up a valley. There's some slope to the left that would make you think it moves to the right, but a higher part right of the flag, sort of guarding the bunkers.
I think it goes right more in the middle of the putt and then tends to straighten out a little bit.
We'll see. Yeah,
Won't
overall,
know
I
for
think
sure.
I think it would move a little right as it slows up.
Here's Chen at 17 for a much needed birdie. Pretty much has to have this one. Oh, that had to look so good to her. High side of the hole. All right, now Georgia Hall's going to putt.
She hasn't made the short birdie putts. Maybe this from longer length will do her justice. feels like it's downhill initially, but overall it's going uphill back to the tilt that happens at the front part of the green.
Yeah, it's just a difficult putt, like Kay said. She had enough pace to hold the line, but didn't quite get it high enough. Going to be a disappointing day if she doesn't win this championship for Georgia Hall. All right, let's see if Grace Kim has learned anything from Sung's putt.
She can go ahead and hit it firmly and knows it may want to trail off to the right as it slows down. She's pretty aggressive with her putting. Yeah, maybe a little too aggressive.
Yeah. That return does not look very pleasant, Kay. There's going to be some movement to it. Downhill.
Linnea Strom had the lead outright, a double bogey at 14. See if she can mount one last charge here. Two back. Okay.
That's a good shot into this 16th hole, and it will give her an opportunity and, you know, good mental recovery for her as much as anything.
15.
Here's the return, as Karen would put it. Got to make this one.
Things change so quickly in this game. She's over the putt, confident, being aggressive with the birdie putt, now having to grind for par and avoid going back-to-back bogey.
That's a beautiful stroke there. Okay, she's made 4 threes on this second 9. She could use one more at either 16 or 17, and then of course 18 is a good birdie opportunity. Georgia Hall, though, has had way too many putts for par because the birdie putts have just not fallen for her today. She hasn't driven the ball great either, though.
Definitely not bringing the A+ game that she was hoping for today.
Still not out of it. We've talked about this finish at Hoakalei. Get this one in and then rip off a couple birdies. Who knows?
Oh, wow.
But she didn't get that one in.
I would not have expected this, Karen, to see these kind of mistakes late in the game.
No, I agree with you, and I think that putting has really kind of let her down this week in general, to be honest with you. We've watched her over these last few days miss a few that really we would have expected her to have made.
And when your putting goes, it's demoralizing because you feel like no matter how good you hit it, you know, you practically have to hit it to gimme range to make a putt. On the flip side, Yu Jin has just been mostly beautiful with this putter.
So true. She's been really solid. She's made a lot of one putts today, whether they were for birdie or for par. You see just a nice rhythmical stroke.
Really is. There's no extra effort in it. And while we have a moment, let's go down to Angela.
Thank you, Mark. I'm standing here with you, Lou. First off, what a round. Great job today. Bogey-free 64. You were 5 back going into today. What was your thought process? Mentally, what were you thinking going into today?
Honestly, I knew I was 5 shots back. I knew if I put in a really good round, I may have a chance. So that was just my mentality. But honestly, out there on the course, I wasn't really thinking any score-wise. Just focus on one shot at a time, and it definitely paid off. Yeah.
Very good. So you say that, but was there at any point during the round that you knew where you were on the leaderboard?
Yeah, I think after 5 holes, I was 4 under through 5, and then I sort of took a glance at the leaderboard, and I was not at the top, but like pretty close to the lead. So I just felt like if I can just keep the pedal down, I may have an opportunity. Who knows? Yeah.
Very good. coming off, you've been on tour for 6 years, coming off one of your more challenging years. What did you do this off season to prepare for this year?
It's pretty much just the same thing over the last couple of months. I just started this swing change the end of 2021, and it's been a lot tougher than I expected. So this past off season, it was just more of just being consistent and staying down to a couple of simple cues and just kind of narrow down. And it's great to be able to kind of narrow down to like just one or two things instead of all over the place. Yeah.
I get that. Well, thank you so much. Great round today, and we're going to send it back up to Grant.
We'll see if it's enough. As the final group makes its way to the 16th tee, Yu Lu in the house with a 64 up by 1, and Yu Jin Sung, who has played with the lead for most of the last couple of days, for the last hour or so, has been behind. And Karen, these two holes, 16, 17, she's got to make at least pars to give herself a chance going to 18.
Absolutely do. I mean, 16 is just a beast of a tee shot, and 17 is no bargain either.
It's really more about avoiding mistakes rather than doing something brilliant on these two holes.
She's only made 4 bogeys this week. One of them was here, as you see, in round 2, but she hit her tee shot in the water and made a scrambling bogey to limit the damage.
Hit a beautiful tee shot here yesterday. This one going quite a bit further left, and that might present a few problems and challenges over there.
Yeah,
ends up in the left rough.
There's a tree there. It depends on whether she's far enough away from it to get the height needed over it.
Grace Kim 2 shots back in her 3rd start of her rookie season.
There's a choice of going to the right or the left. I think no doubt everyone's going left because the flag sticks back right, and hitting in from this left fairway is just ideal. And that was a brilliant drive.
That is wonderful. And then you can see that there is water that separates the two sides of the right fairway or the left fairway.
This was an extremely tough driving hole, Grant, when the wind was howling in their face and hard left to right. Much easier today because of the conditions.
Looked like she got all of that one, Kay.
She did indeed. Maybe a little anger in that drive.
She would need something special like birdie, birdie, eagle to have a chance. Up ahead on the green, Linnea Strom to get within 1. Yu Lu was tied for 15th place when this final round began. 5 back. She now leads it alone by 1.
Yeah, because I played with you guys on Tuesday.
Welcome back to Hoakalei. This is Wangta Wheelap for a par at the 17th. To have any kind of a chance, she will not win this championship, I guess, unless she does it Karen Stupples up ahead of the 18th and makes a little deuce. Back to 16.
Let's see if Yu Jin Sung got away with that tee shot. Looks like she did.
She did in one regard. No worries about tree limbs. But the ball is sitting down just a little bit to make you feel uncomfortable when you set up over this shot. And I think she has to make sure that she really hits down on it and compresses it nicely. She's going with an 8-iron. She is 33 yards further back than she was yesterday. Yesterday she absolutely blistered a drive and just had 120 yards in. She has 153, but she's anticipating trying to carry this just past the front of the green and knowing that it's going to kind of potentially knuckleball. Sounded really nice. Yeah, she carried that deeper into the green than I thought.
Go.
This will come back some.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Judged the lie nicely. Good swing for that. You can see she was trying to hold a follow through quite high to get extra height on it.
And now Georgia.
Georgia's in the ideal spot. Just 116 yards to the hole. She can be plenty aggressive with this, and she needs to be. She needs to hit a spot on near perfect wedge.
Karen, there are just a couple of players on the golf course realistically with a chance to catch Yu Lu, and here's one of them, Grace Kim.
Yep, and Kay, is it looking pretty good down there for her?
It is. Talking things over with Michael Curry, a very experienced caddy. She's going with the wedge, 2 paces ahead of where Georgia Hall hit, just 114 yards. Though pulled it a bit too much. She really needed an accurate wedge at that point in time.
Yeah, she's got a launch putt now.
All right, up at the 18th. No big move today from Brooke Henderson, the 2-time winner of this Lotte Championship. In fact, Karen, in the last 4 groups, there were 4 players in the top 15 in the world rankings, and really none of them have made a charge today.
No, for Brooke Henderson, the front 9 was really going to be her key, how quickly she could add shots. But in her first few holes, she actually ended up dropping a couple. So it's really not been her day. But once the ball goes in the hole on this last hole, I know she's going to be looking forward to next week.
Yep, she is part of this group of notable champions. You go back to Michelle Wee West here from Hawaii. Se Young Kim was a rookie, beat NB Park with some 18th hole heroics. Minjee Lee and Brooke Henderson back-to-back. Pei Yin Chin needs to make eagle. Here's her second.
Really firm green. Ooh, and that's going to be a bit of a downhill lie. Might be awkward.
She'll have to hole it to match Yu Lu's 72-hole total. We talked about the big opportunity this week for so many players. Yu Lu, Yu Jin Sung, Pei Yin Chen, Linnea Strom, Grace Kim. Really everyone in the top of the leaderboard looking for win number 1 on the LPGA Tour. Some have been at it longer than others. Someone like Grace Kim just getting her LPGA career started. Just 22 years old. She won in her 5th start as an Epson Tour rookie, trying to win in her 3rd start as a rookie on the LPGA Tour. And in terms of trying to make one from long range, Kay, your thoughts on this putt?
You know, you walk on this green, and this green just looks so pure, and this paspalum grass almost shimmers and shines at times. She's going through a little bit of a grain change, but it should break initially and then kind of flatten out as it gets down closer to the hole.
She made medium to long range putts at both 10 and 13. Dropped a shot at 14 when her tee shot found a fairway bunker.
That's just like maybe a cup inside that old hole there on the bank.
Yeah, like going like just right at that.
Yeah.
Michael Curry's caddied for some good players out here. He's from northern England, and they were put together at the beginning of the year. In fact, he caddied for her when she finished tied for 10th at the Epson Tour event the week before Phoenix. Missed the cut in Phoenix by 1 shot. Made the cut at the Dow Implant, and then here she is having a chance to win already on tour. Oh, good line. And then it straightens out at the end. I like her aggressiveness.
Yeah, she's not scared of the ones coming back.
17.
Big drive for Strom. She's way down there for her second. She could really use a 3 right about now, and that shot's okay. Not fabulous, okay.
Well, we have a moment. We want to remind you that you can get highlights, interviews, features on all of your favorite players. Go to LPGA.com. A lot of highlights from Yu Liu today. Bogey-free 64 to post 12 under. And now the 22-year-old from Korea plays on the KLPGA. Yu Jin Sung took the lead into this final round. And she's got this putt for birdie at the 16th to get a share of the lead back.
This would be for her 4th birdie today, to go along with just 1 bogey at the 9th. Oh, she just babied that one. That was something we don't see, Karen.
No, that was a little uncharacteristic. That looked like, I don't want to mess this up. I'm just going to just cozy this one down there, and it was too cozy.
Golf is a strange game, isn't it? I mean, you know, there's so many things that come into play, and we can oversimplify things because we're watching great golf and we're watching the best players this week play. But they're not robots, and it's very hard to stay repetitive the entire day. And you go through fluctuations of emotions and energy levels and concentration.
Well, and the biggest thing too, that you learn when you leave the arena and you come and do what we do, is that people who win don't win by playing perfect golf. You can win by, yes, finally.
Is that a little too much too late? Or
she's got a shot. I mean, she'd have to birdie 17 and then eagle 18. Now, a huge putt for Grace Kim to stay at 10 under.
Karen, we're talking about her chances still to win this tournament, but boy, getting your first top 10 finish, your first top 5, there are all these levels to success on the tour, and she's checking off a lot of those boxes already this week.
She looks fairly comfortable doing it too, Kay. Like it doesn't look like it's too much of an effort for her to put this round together. And this isn't going to be her only opportunity for a win, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's not doing it with smoke and mirrors. I mean, she strikes the ball well. She's got a good short game and some very confident putting.
Well, here's another of those putts that would be anything but a tap in. And for Yu Jin Sung, this to stay 1 back with 2 to play. Remember, 18 is a reachable par 5, easiest hole on the course, but she needs to get there most likely within 1.
These are the putts at home that your buddies give you as good. Go ahead and pick it up, but these count as much as a 280-yard drive.
So steady all week long. She has been near the top of the leaderboard all week, and she remains 1 back. Brooke Henderson at the 18th. Said she likes to play the week before a major championship. And it's a Saturday finish. She'll head to the Houston area.
Well, with Brooke Henderson, you know, she has that longer swing, and so much of her play is needing rhythm and timing. So playing the week before really kind of makes sense to me for her.
17.
Linnea Strom trying to get to -11.
There you go.
How about it? What a time to hold a putt like that. And she has now gotten within a shot of the lead with an eminently birdieable hole.
Especially with her length, Strom will head to the 18th with a great chance. Any chance for Pei Yun Chen? She's got to make this one. She's 2 back, 3rd shot, par 5. Her nickname is Money. Needs to be that here.
Oh, she dug that one out nicely.
That was classy.
It was not easy. She's off that downslope. She's got to try and just dig it. You can see that she's dropping that club in on the ball. Lovely little thump. Knew that she was going to get it to release, and she had a good visual for that one, and the result was the same.
Georgia Hall now has the honor here at 17T.
A lot of distractions off this tee. Cluster of bunkers left, water right, wind still hurting. She absolutely laced a driver here yesterday. Oh, this going maybe too far left.
That will dive right into the bunker and into the front part of the bunker. Could have lip issues there. And now some really important tee shot for her to get the ball in the fairway here.
She hit a beautiful drive here yesterday. Only had 118 yards in for her second. I mean, was sneaky long. But not the best drive on the last hole. See if she's self-corrected. With us leaking a little right. Water comes in tight over there.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good bounce. That was kind of a ground hook. That will be just fine. Just barely in the intermediate rough. Not quite as good as the fairway, but it is dry. Now Grace Kim.
Grace has managed this hole pretty well throughout the week with pars. Oh, she went after that one hard. If it escapes the first left bunker, it'll be great. Whew, that was impressive.
That was awesome. So she's got to go birdie here, just as Linnea Strom did. Birdie the last.
And up at the 18th, Brooke Henderson for a closing birdie. Won the season opener, the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions wire to wire. Comes up a little bit short this week. She'll be front and center at the Chevron Championship next week. Linnea Strom goes to the 18th, down 1. So Yulu trying to stay loose. 64, the low round in the 2 years that the event's been played here at Hoakalei.
I'm not sure that her swing needs it much tinkering with at this stage, having just shot an 8 under par round today.
Georgia Hall's kind of chopped it around the 17th hole, but now has a putt there for a bogey. Disappointing day for Georgia, that's for sure.
What we know for sure now is that we're going to have another Rolex first-time winner. This is Nataklita Wang to Wheelap. She's played 2 events, Karen. She's been in the thick of it both times. A second-place finish at the Honda LPGA Thailand, and
it's a fabulous way to start your LPGA Tour career. Takes a lot of pressure off the rest of the season.
And this gets her in next week to the Chevron Championship.
Back at the 17th green now. Here is Sung for a birdie to get into a tie.
That was such an exquisite iron shot with that angle over the water and having to clear the bunker, and she hit it with such authority. Now a rather speedy putt down grain, may pull to the right as it loses speed.
Boy, you saw that little pull to the right. She didn't. I believe she thought she hit a pretty good putt there, but she started outside the right edge.
I'm a little surprised because she would have, if she was watching Georgia Hall's chip, and Georgia's chip was starting to drift to the right. But she needed to see more of that break. It was a more tricky putt than what Grace Kim is facing. Grace is in a great position underneath the hole, doesn't have to worry about this getting away from her. And it's that lovely, just slightly breaking to the left putt that everyone loves.
Pretty much a must make if she's going to win. She still could eagle a last, but not likely. Got a chance. What a putt. Grace Kim.
Just good looking stroke. There's no, it's very free flowing with the putt ahead through the ball there, and the ball rolled beautifully into the hole.
How about that clutch performance? Birdie the hardest hole on the course to give yourself a chance to win. Here's Hall for a bogey. 4 players a shot behind, as you can see there, although Chen has no more golf left to be played, so she will not win the LOTTE championship, nor will Georgia Hall. See if she can bounce back in Houston next week. Bogey 3 of the last 4 holes in that stretch there, 14 through 17.
I think this should be pretty straightforward here.
Okay, Eugene Sung has given herself a chance. Look at that second 9. 1 birdie and all pars.
Today's coverage is brought to you by LOTTE. New today, better tomorrow. LOTTE. And by Volunteers of America, helping those who need it most for over 125 years. After a 64 from 5 back, Yulu is just trying to stay loose here.
And that's her father.
She's posted -12. Linnea Strom has survived a double bogey at the 14th. And now, after a great tee shot, Angela Stanford has caught back up with her for this second as the wind picks up.
Yes, and she has 236 to the hole location. This is her 4-iron. Ideally, I think you try to get it in any bunker but that left front bunker. Any other bunker, you'll have a great chance. If I'm her, I'm trying to just get it right up the front of the green.
Oh.
That's not too bad. As Angela was saying, that either one of those bunkers is not too bad. It looked like it got up into the up on maybe even an upslope for her as well.
Her best chance to win was at the Vic Open in Australia back in 2020. She missed a three-way playoff by a shot. She went to the 18th knowing she needed a birdie at that par 5. Made her par, missed that three-way playoff by a shot. She needs a birdie here to tie Yu Lu, who is just trying to make sure her swing is still grooved. Karen, the last time someone came from tied for 15th or worse was 9 years ago. Kari Webb at the Cognizant Founders Cup. Yu Lu was 15th when the round began. She trailed this woman by 5, Yujin Sung, who has hung in and now has a chance with the birdie here at the 18th to tie Yu Lu. After just the 5th birdie of the day at 17, Grace Kim, like Sung, one back.
Well, Grace with a good drive. She has the firepower to get past those bunkers. And she played it safely and smartly out to the center, right center of the fairway. She is not only aggressive at times, but she plays some good smart golf at times. I like that combo.
Yujin Sung has not birdied this 18th hole this week. She needs to here if she wants to force a playoff.
She hit a beauty of a drive here yesterday and had a shot of getting on the green in 2. Came up a little short left.
Whoa, what a bounce. Look at that.
That's some kind of turbo kick.
Good grief.
Maybe a little adrenaline in that swing.
She looks calm. Yu Lu waiting. And is Yujin Sung ready for her close-up? We'll see. Linnea Strom, third shot, par 5 18th, needs to get up and down. That putt to tie Yu Lu. While we have a moment, let's take a look at our shots of the day presented by SHI. Go back to the par 3 9th. Georgia Hall tugged her tee shot. And Karen, I mean, come on.
I know. I mean, Kay described it as cabbage, and you could definitely make a salad out of where she was for sure. But she is going to do very nicely with that little chop shot out of it.
And then you got to pay it off.
Well, you have to with that great shot. Thank you very much.
These are our shots of the day presented by SHI. Might be a shot or two of the day to come. Massive tee shot from Yujin Sung with the umbrella. Georgia Hall, what might have been, Karen, after a couple of close calls the last 2 tournaments.
Well, and you have to think too that, you know, she's put herself in good position the last 2 tournaments. She didn't get the job done. The pressure to get the job done for a 3rd time is increased, given that you look at the people that are around you, and you're the only one that's in the top 50 of the world ranking. Theoretically, you should be the favorite. That adds a whole bunch of pressure.
There's Yu Lu in the practice area, waiting to see if she has any more golf to come. Linnea Strom staring down a putt that would get her to 12 under and tie Yu Lu.
I'm going to call this 8 feet, and it's downwind. It's shiny that way. I think it's one that you just try to hit square. There shouldn't be much break either way. You're going to keep it around the edge, inside the hole. So really it's about hitting the ball squarely and getting it rolling. Pretty impressive that she's standing on this green with a chance to tie after what happened on 14.
Lost her tee shot, had to take an unplayable lie, made double bogey. She had the lead at the time. Birdied the tough 17th, and now this putt to tie the lead.
She gave it a good go, and really to turn the mental approach around after this disappointment of the 14th, and because it does hit you that you think you can almost physically feel the wind kind of leaving your sails, but to regroup, get everything back together again. I mean, it's really solid performance for her.
And a career regroup.
Yeah.
Lost her card a couple of years ago, went back to the Epson Tour, led that money list, Player of the Year.
Players don't come back sometimes when they lose their confidence in the way that she did, but mental toughness for her is pretty huge.
Lauren Hartledge has been near the top of the leaderboard. This is going to be by far her best finish in an individual event, the LPGA Tour. Tied for 36th last year in her rookie season was her best. And a 70 for her. She's got a share of 6th.
It's going to feel like she hit the jackpot when that money hits her bank account.
Yeah, and Karen, you know, I mean, you get back out here. You know, you had a rough year last year. You get back out on the LPGA Tour, and early in the year, you have a top 10 finish. I mean,
yeah.
it does wonders for your confidence and going the rest of the year.
Sure does.
Christina Kim's had a tough day, but she's coming back after losing her card last year. A lot of good golf this week, and a chance to move up in the reshuffle for Christina in her 21st season. Two players are left with a chance to catch Yulu. Both have found the fairway here at this par 5 18th, and Grace Kim off a birdie at 17 will be first to play.
There's a chance she can get this on the green, but it's so hard to hold it, and there's no way she can go at the flag and have enough length and height. She's going to have to try to scoot it up in the opening in front, and also hope that, you know, if it just ends up just short of the green, she'll have a pitch. Struck that solidly, but wind pushing it to the left.
Front left bunker. Well, it's a long one. It's going to be a toughie. Okay.
Sure. Might be a playoff.
Yeah, I think when there's a shorter hole location, being in that left bunker is okay. With it back right, that's one of the hardest shots in golf, the long bunker shot.
Eugene Sung in a moment. First, Georgia Hall.
Oh, she's going at the center of the green. Hit it as hard as she could.
In the same bunker that Linaire Strom has just been in.
Well, we saw that ball bounding of Eugene Sung.
Take this one. Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I wanted your autograph, but I don't have a felt pen.
Now the second needs birdie or better.
Yeah, all I have is a pen.
She hit it 16 yards closer than she did yesterday. 206 yards to the front. Oh, it was a solid strike, but it may find that front bunker as well.
Oh,
it
it
has.
So Grace Kim and this young woman, Yoo-Jin Sung, have to get up and down from bunkers to tie Yu Lu. Well, Grace Kim and Yoo-Jin Sung both know what they need to do up and down to force a playoff. Grace Kim will play first.
No surprise, she's 75% up and in for the sand this week. So many Australians are great from the beach. About an overall 25-yard bunker shot. Slight downhill lie. And she played it accordingly.
Wow, that's a phenomenal shot from that front bunker.
Is she really a rookie? In her third start in her first year on the LPGA Tour, she birdied 17 and then this one.
Right, and she's not standing particularly open. She's standing very square to it, which helps her get a little bit extra distance, square a club face, able to get that little bit of trundle on it as well. It's really well played.
We have a couple in that bunker. Georgia Hall is going to play first before Yoo-Jin Sung.
Sung has almost an identical shot, so she'll pay attention to this, how it flies, how it checks, or if it releases. I think she got a pretty good teach on that overall.
She sure did, and what that tells Sung is that it's very doable to play a good shot from here and to get it close.
We have seen some dramatic finishes here. I go back to Se Young Kim in her rookie season when she hit her approach into the water and had to hole out to force a playoff with NB Park. And then what did she do? She holed it from the fairway to beat the great NB. If this goes in somehow, Yoo-Jin Sung is your winner. Up and down to force a playoff.
She's been good out of the sand as well this week. 2 for 3 coming into today, and she had a nice sand save at the 8th hole. This trying to do a similar shot to what Georgia Hall just had, but maybe cozy it up a little tighter.
That was her mother, Un Suk, who is here with her, playing on a sponsor's invitation. And a massive shot here that could change the course of her career.
Oh, caught it a little heavy. Oh, but nothing too terrible about the chunk and trundle, Karen.
No, not at all.
She won't get the read, it doesn't look like. I think she's going to be outside Georgia.
Yep. But she's got a chance. And this is all that you want in golf, is you want to have that opportunity to stand on the big stage and be able to make the shot, make the putt.
Yu Lu played from 6 groups back from the final 3-ball. She's been done now for well over an hour, and there she is, 27-year-old from China, now from the practice area over to the putting green, waiting to see if she has golf left. 2 players could catch her, both on the 18th green putting for birdie. The rookie Grace Kim and the non-member, the KLPGA member, Yoo-Jin Sung. And who's first? Is it Yoo-Jin?
It is. It is, and she's wisely just slowing down, taking her time. Her caddy was dutifully raking the bunker in the front where she and Georgia just hit from, and she signaled to him to go ahead and finish up and then move out of the way. She has done virtually everything herself today. Her caddy has helped get numbers, but she has chosen the clubs. She reads the putts. And this is all her. Win or lose.
Does this do much, Karen, from what you've seen today?
It's not. I mean, she can come into this putt feeling very confident with what she's doing on the greens. I mean, I would not put it past her to put this one in the hole.
Incredible. Mom loves it. We've got 2 at 12 under. Karen, I mean, how clutch is this?
I mean, she's been doing this all day. I mean, the putt even hopped a little bit along the way, but nothing was going to keep that ball out of the hole.
She took a peek and saw it drop. Yes. She took her daughter to the driving range when she was 7 years old. Not from a golfing family, but now a chance to become an LPGA winner. Only time she's birdied 18 all week, and she did it when she had to do it. The playoff will go back to this 18th. Georgia Hall will have a birdie putt, and then we'll see if it's going to be a 3-way playoff. How about Georgia Hall's chances next week, Karen, at the Chevron Championship?
Oh, I think she's got to be feeling pretty confident, to be honest, going in there. Her game's in good order. I think she'll tune up her putting just a little bit, don't you think, Kay, before next week?
Definitely. She is the type of player that knows exactly what worked well, what needs a little tune-up. And a little birdie too late, but ends on a positive note.
Well, Karen, this is a player we've been following for a long time in the amateur ranks from Australia. A winner on the Epson Tour last year, and now the rookie Grace Kim with a chance to make it a 3-way playoff here at the Lotte Championship. Come on, Aussie. Yes. And how about the 22-year-olds?
Clutch on the last hole, playing some, I mean, the bunker shots were just magnificent. And then to finish it off with the putts as well. I mean, it's one thing to make putts, you know, during the course of the round, but when you know you have to make it to get even have a chance at winning, it's very impressive.
So Yulu is going to head back to the 18th tee. It's going to be the first playoff, as you might guess, for these two who just birdied the 18th. Just the 3rd ever event on the LPGA Tour for the sponsor invite, Yujin Sung. And just the 3rd start in the rookie season for Grace Kim. Birdies at 17 and 18 for Grace. Clutch birdie for Yujin Sung. At a 64 for Yulu. Way ahead of the pack. Well, they knew what they had to do. Yujin Sung was first. And Grace Kim buries the birdie. We've got bonus golf from Oahu. Off and take a look at the tie for 9th down there. Yumin Huang of the KLPGA and Sunday qualifier Si Yun Lu. They're both going to have a chance, if they so choose, to play at Wilshire in a couple of weeks in the LPGA Tour by virtue of their top 10. But you've got Sung, Kim, and Lu, Korea, Australia, and China in this playoff. Karen, Yujin Sung has played near or with the lead most of the week.
Yep.
And she finally fell behind Linnea Strom, but then how about that answer after a bogey?
Well, she just came back at just the right time. She played a tremendous tee shot, but then took advantage with that great wedge play there. And that's what you've got to do. Meanwhile, a few holes ahead, Yu Lu is just tearing up this golf course. She got off to a fast start. She had it in her mind that if she had a low round today, she could absolutely do this. And she was on fire.
Grace Kim over at the 10th, playing in the final group. Just her 7th ever LPGA start, 3rd as a rookie. Linnea Strom was outstanding today, trying to win for the first time, coming back off the Epson Tour last year. She had the lead to herself. Pei-Yin Chen from Chinese Taipei put herself into it. How about this second at 13?
And so many of these players that have been struggling for a while on the LPGA Tour, they have an opportunity to come here to Hawaii to play, and here they are taking full advantage.
Yu Lu's tremendous approach to the 16th. Could she pay it off? Oh, yeah. That was her 8th birdie of the day, but there may not have been a more important shot for her all day than this one, the 4th at 18. Tap that in for par, and the low round of the week, 64. Linnea Strom, she made double bogey at 14. Some may have thought she was out of it. She didn't think so. That was just the 4th birdie of the day at 17. Tough par 4. And then could Grace Kim pick up the 5th of the day? Yeah. 2 back with 2 to go. So both Yu Jin Sung and Grace Kim went to 18 knowing they needed birdie. Sung went first. Bottom of the cup. Mom watching. And then Grace Kim. And we're going 3 wide in this playoff at the Lotte. Karen, we've already had a couple of first-time winners on the LPGA Tour. Lilia Vu came from way back to win in Thailand, and Roning Yin stood tall in the final group there at Palos Verdes a couple of weeks ago. Yu Jin Sung with her mom there, Grace Kim. And they're finding out, double-checking where the playoff will begin.
It's actually quite hard for Yu Lu. I mean, she's been in for such a long time, been back on the back end of the driving range, just hitting some shots. You know, all the momentum that she had from such a great round has kind of just dulled down just a bit. And we've got the 2 players that she's playing with that haven't left the scoring area yet. So just keeping her waiting just a little bit longer.
Mikey, gotta go. Yeah. My beloved.
Grace, make sure you got everything as you go back to the tee. So you got Yu Jin Sung with her mom, Un Suk. Grace's mom, Jane, is here. How hard is it to play with a lead for 3 or 4 days in a row, Karen, like
Well,
she's done?
It should weigh on you. Like there should be a constant desire to maintain that lead and to keep ahead and to not make any mistakes. But she seems, Kay's followed her around for quite some time, and Kay even says it to us this morning that she seems so light about it. Like there's no weight on her shoulders with the burden of that lead. She's just out there having fun and playing good quality golf. Sticks with her routine and her plans, and she's, looks unflappable on the greens.
And you just have to wonder, when you hang out with Kari Webb, and Kari is your mentor, but also your friend, what does it do for Grace Kim, who clearly is a fast study here?
Well, there's a lot to be said for somebody believing in you. And it doesn't matter whether it's a golf coach, somebody that's had a career like Kari Webb. It means the world in somebody's career to have that. So it doesn't have to come just for themselves. They know that other people believe in them. and it just makes the journey a little bit smoother.
And not just anyone.
No, Kari Webb, your hero and idol growing up. I've got to say, you know, Grace Kim looks awfully impressive as a player. I mean, sure, she hits good quality golf shots, but I really like how she rolls the putts. The putter looks comfortable in her hands. It's a nice, fluid, open and close motion, and just looks good.
You noted earlier, even when she missed some putts, it wasn't because she was timid.
No.
If anything,
there's no fear.
Went 3 or 4 feet past the hole.
And she's so chill about it too. Like when you read her interviews and you listen to her speak, it's her head's in the right spot.
There's the local caddy, Eddie Augustine, with Yujin Sung, trying to do what no one has done since Lydia Ko in 2013, win an LPGA event as a sponsor's invite. Yulu graduated off the Epson Tour in 2017. So much promise from the one and done Duke Blue Devil, helped lead them to a national title. And Grace Kim, the rookie. Go back to 2015 when Se-Young Kim won. En route to winning Rookie of the Year honors. There's a lot of golf to be played, but this could go a long way toward Grace Kim perhaps duplicating what Se-Young Kim did. So again, Yujin Sung and Grace Kim just finished 18.
Hey, ladies, we're going to play 18 twice. If we still need it, we're going to go 10, 11, 17, 18 repeated.
Hey,
the order is Yulu, Yujin, and then Grace.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
Luck. That was cool.
Kay Cockrell is going to follow this 3-woman playoff.
There's just a certain excitement in the air with the playoff, with bonus golf. And I agree with Karen. This is going to be, if for anyone, I think a little more awkward for Yulu. She hasn't been out on the golf course for some time.
She had to scramble for par at this 18th. She was up by 1 at the time. Meanwhile, Sung and Kim both made birdie to tie her.
Job number 1 is to get this ball in the fairway. Heading towards the left bunkers.
That's where she was in regulation. Oh, it came out.
Wow. Now that was a really good break. Because now she has a nice sort of angle now towards up the green from there.
Incredible.
It's going to be a really long shot, so she's going to have to jump on one, but still so much better than being in the bunker.
Speaking of jumping on one, how about the tee shot that Yujin Sung hit just a minute ago here at 18?
She kind of has shown that she has an extra gear that you really wouldn't think is there with her sleight of frame build. This is hedging towards that bunker.
Oh, I had a favorable kick. Yeah. Not quite the same speed slot that she got last time. It was like hitting the magic lane on Super Mario Kart. The way that thing took off, but
this high, a little further right than she would have liked, but I think the wind straightening it out.
yeah, she was taking no chances with those fairway bunkers down the left.
Second shot at the par 5 coming up on our first playoff hole. Yu Lu, Yu Jin Sung, and the rookie Grace Kim. All three players are going to have reasonable looks for a second shot here at the par 5 18th, but only because Yu Lu got this break, Karen. Looked like it was headed toward the bunker.
And we already know how difficult it is from these fairway bunkers to advance the ball very far. She would have had a really long third shot. Now she's in a good place to get it around the. I'm not sure that she can hit the green from there, because that's still going to be quite a long way, and then Kay will let us know what kind of yardage she has in a little bit, but it's still not going to be definitely a kind of one that you'd feel comfortable getting to, I don't think.
Karen, yeah, I think it's going to be out of reach. She has 246 to the front, and that ball sitting in the rough, little bit of a downhill lie, side hill lie, but she could, if she caught it decently, could scoot it up there, you know, in and around the green somewhere.
Yeah, she's got plenty of room to even sort of go a little bit left of the bunker or get it around the bunker. I'm not sure that, I mean, we've seen some great bunker shots on this hole with that last group, but it's not a place I'd like to play from. With the flag on the right, left here would be the ideal, and chip up and across.
And really, I don't think her two fellow competitors are guaranteed to get it on the green, because it's a long, high carry, and that's hard to accomplish with this helping right to left wind. Oh, this is going well to the left. A couple of pull hooks right off the bat.
It's not you can see where the flag is. She's got a lot of green to use. That's not, she's not happy with it. It's not a disaster though.
Yu Jin Sung is next.
About 25 yards further away from the hole than she was in regulation. 230 to the front, so she's pulled out her 3-wood. Also just on a slight downhill lie. And that came out really low, heading to the left side.
Again, it's okay. I mean, I don't know how much that back left bunker is going to come into play for her.
And now Grace Kim.
Not wasting any time and just ripping a 3-wood up the right side. Will it catch the green?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Just a gorgeous day here in the southwest corner of the island of Oahu, the 11th playing of the Lotte Championship. We had a rookie win here back in 2015. Se-Young Kim. You've got a rookie in Grace Kim in this playoff. Yu Lu, the veteran from China, and Yu Jin Sung playing on a sponsor's invitation. 3 very different places in their careers. And all 3 up around the green with third shot to this par 5 to come. For you, Lou, Karen, this is what we expected from her when she came out off the Epson Tour. So many close calls for her, especially early in her career.
And it's kind of falling a bit flat for her. Like, she's had a tough couple of years, but you know, obviously she's still the same player that she was. Just needed a little bit of more confidence to come back out and do something. And here she is. Kay, what's she facing now?
Well, she's pacing back basically 25 paces from her ball to cover the bunker to the edge of the green. And then the hole is another 20 or so even on that angle. So she has a good lie. The ball's sitting up.
Good.
Teeny bit of a downhill lie. And you know how firm these greens are. I think she's got to hedge a little bit to the right because the wind is blowing cross.
I was going to say, will the wind push this ball a little bit?
Yu Jin, her ball is not sitting as nicely, even though she's closer to the hole. Oh, a little low spinner. She got a good amount of sit down on that shot.
She'll have a chance. I think in her head, she's got to be thinking, I need to make this putt.
Meanwhile, Grace Kim is just kind of chilling out over there with her caddy, and that is definitely how she got there was so gutsy, but it is definitely a clean line, a really relatively easy chip shot, much easier than this that Yu Jin is facing. She's off a little more of a downhill lie, ball sitting down just a tad.
Karen, the one Grace has is one you could make, isn't it?
I really feel like you could chip the one in that Grace's shot. It looks like it's on that little upslope, as Kay was saying. It just looks primed for it.
What a performance from Yu Jin Sung. She has never wavered. Just one bogey each of her 4 rounds here, playing as a sponsor's invite. And now with a 3rd shot at this par 5.
Her practice swings are so loose and fluid. See if she can maintain that through the shot. Finned it.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Hasn't lost her turn.
No, that is the worst shot that she's hit, and that, I believe, was a result of the lie. And maybe trying to get a little too cute. She knew she had to pull off a real special shot.
Yeah. I think sometimes when you have a bad lie like that, that in the back of your mind is, don't hit this heavy, don't leave this short, and you go ahead and overcompensate.
She's yelling bite, bite right away.
Yeah, no chance.
And Grace is going to keep waiting. Grace Kim is going to have a 3rd shot here in a moment. And a 4th shot here for Yu Jin Sung.
And really important for her not to get deflated and just go ahead and try to get this up and in for a par. There's no guarantee that your 2 fellow competitors are going to make birdie.
And sage advice there, Kay, for sure.
I mean, yeah, give it an outside shot of dropping in, but just get it up cozy. And she could from here. Better lie, uphill lie.
That'll be for par. Yulu has a putt for birdie, and Grace Kim is going to have a 3rd shot from just off the green.
A little upslope, little fluffy lie. Came out a little lower and kind of skidded on her once it hit the green, but she gave it a chance.
Yes, she did. Well, if this goes in, Grace Kim is a winner.
little too frisky with that one, Karen.
Yes.
Yes, she wanted to chip it in, but she really wanted to ensure a tap-in birdie.
Again, just a little lower trajectory and the ball just skidding once it hits that green. But she did have a long time to think about that shot, and she gave it a good go.
All right, so a couple of birdie putts to come. Yulu will play first.
It was really quite a sporty little third shot she hit in there. I wasn't sure she was going to get that much spin off that lie. Feels like everything kind of wants to pull down to the back right at the green, so this has the feel of a putt that moves down to her left just a little. Grace Kim's got to be thinking, I'm going to make my putt no matter what Yulu does.
Exactly.
Expect her to make it and be pleasantly surprised if she doesn't.
Well, Yulu has made a lot of putts today, so
yes.
Has to be feeling pretty good with this club.
She's never been in this position.
She had that ball set up left and just stayed out there to the left.
I believe Yujin Sung is going to have a par putt first.
It's easier said than done to get these balls in the hole for birdie under all this excitement and the aura, and this is going to do a lot for Grace. I'm sure Grace is rooting for her to make this putt, because then she's going to see exactly what it does and have more confidence when she steps over her own birdie putt.
Well, and it's good too, Kay, because Yujin Song can really put a good roll on it too, so you get a proper true read from hers. Let's try to force it. Little try and jam it in there.
Really, for the first big mistake she's made all day.
Yeah. The door is open for 22-year-old Grace Kim, superstar amateur in Australia, graduate off the Epsom Tour last year. And now in just her third start as a rookie, she's got a putt to become an LPGA winner. Mom Jane, big deep breath for her. Not counting the pressure, Kay. How about just the putt itself?
Wow, the way she hits it more aggressively, I think she can keep it inside the hole.
Amazing. Grace Kim is an LPGA winner in just her third start as a rookie. She birdies her last two holes of regulation and the first hole of a playoff.
At no point did she shy away from what she needed to do on those last three holes. Even down to that second shot on the 18th. I mean, it was aggressive. Another beautiful stroke.
What a moment. What a moment.
Congratulations. Thank you.
She joins Minji Lee and is an Aussie winner of the Lotte Championship. And she outlasts Yujin Sung and Yu Lu with a birdie on the first playoff hole. And Grace Kim is with Kay Cockrell.
Oh, she is, and her mom just coming up here, so emotional. Her mom was living and dying with each shot. Grace, I can't even imagine. You seem stunned that you've just won for the first time on the LPGA. Just your third event as a tour player. How did you get it done? How did you keep fighting when it seemed like it was out of grasp?
I think just the birdie on 17 was definitely the big momentum changer. Just kind of speechless right now. I will let you know that my second shot on that playoff hole that wasn't intentional. I kind of got lucky there. So, yeah, I guess it was a good day after all.
You seemed like you just relished every single step out there, and you played so aggressively. Is that really in your nature, or did this tournament bring that out in your personality?
I think the communication between my caddy and I worked really well. Mikey's very good. I think he kind of brings me back whenever I, think too aggressively or isn't quite appropriate for the kind of situation. But yeah, I think we just worked well. Yeah.
We talked about Kari Webb and you're being her 4-time scholarship recipient, and reflected back on that Hazeltine win when you watched Hannah Green win, and now you're a winner. What has Kari meant to you in your route to getting to the LPGA Tour?
I mean, I don't think I have to say much. She's already, helped me out so much from my elite amateur days, and I think this win is definitely credits to her for sure.
Well, you sure put on a show. Congratulations. 3 birdies in the end. Got it done. That was dramatic. Congratulations, Grant.
Yeah. Grinning ear to ear. And one last look, Karen.
Beautiful.
She was the last woman standing in regulation.
Yep.
Buried it. And then knowing what was in front of her in the playoff. Tearful moment for Mom. And she moves up to 8th in the race to the CME Globe. She'll be there next week. How about the young players? Roning Yin, 20 years old from China. Now Grace Kim, 22. The rookie from Australia. She said, yes, I'm going to be nervous. But the reason you get nervous is because you're good enough. And you're in this position with a chance.
And the fact that she knew she was good enough, that's what sets you up for victories like this.
Now here's the really nervous part. Not that second shot at 18. It's can you do the hula with everybody watching?
Somebody's got to move. I don't know who. Congratulations. Wonderful job. Great finish.
It's not started yet, so maybe we're going to do it again.
Oh, do it again? Okay.
Lucy, up again.
Mulligan.
He's not on air, so.
I think everybody's having fun with the flowers.
Sorry, I just went.
Remember that feeling, Karen? What is it like? First win.
Well, you never truly know if it's ever going to happen until it does, and then when it does, you realize, wait a minute, this is what I've been working for. This is everything I've dreamed of to finally now be an LPGA champion. It's happened so fast for her, but we all knew it was coming. I mean, Kari Webb believed in her. She knew it was coming, and here she is. Very well deserving. She doesn't need to do anything with her game. It's absolutely perfect the way it is.
She wins her 5th start as an Epson Tour rookie. She wins her 3rd start as an LPGA rookie. A quick study when it comes to golf. We'll see about the hula.
We're gonna do a hula. You can follow us. We're kaholo. Emily.
She's doing a good job with this.
I think she's
Yeah, she is.
getting the lay of the land. And what a start to this 2023 LPGA Tour season. Proven winners like Brooke Henderson, some first-time winners like Lily Avu, Roning Yin, and now Grace Kim. It's been another great week. And Karen, who knows what's in store for Grace Kim the rest of the year?
Well, I know she's going to contend a few more times, that's for sure. Proven winner, proven champion, and just a great all-round game.
And a reminder, the first major championship of the season is next week. The Chevron Championship from its new home at the club at Carlton Woods in the Woodlands, Texas, near Houston. First round coverage, 11 o'clock Eastern Time on Golf Channel next Thursday. Thanks to everyone who made it happen all week long. Our producer, Jesse West, director Brian Hennessy, and the entire team from Mark Walfing, Kay Cockrell, Angela Stanford, and my partner, Karen Stupples. I'm Grant Boone. A three-way playoff, and Grace, under fire, delivers. The rookie wins the LOTTE Championship. Aloha from Oahu.